Hi, friends. I'm here. Sort of. Decided to go microphone only for today. And yes, I know I could have had Midna take over the stream. I could have given her the chance to stream instead of myself. But I will save that for Wednesday. I didn't feel like setting that up again, to be completely honest. It's really hard to get the headset onto a cat, you know? And she's in a pissy mood today. Also, she is in trouble. Yep, she is. She got in a fight with her brother today, and it was not fun. They're both okay, but I had to break it up, and I was upsetty because her brother was minding his own business, and she decided that she was gonna fuck around and find out. So that was a thing. Hope you guys are having a good Monday. It's a start to a new week. I had really fun streaming over the weekend. I'm glad I got to kind of do a Saturday thing. I know I've been like really just absolutely falling down the rabbit hole of I can't stop myself from playing Final Fantasy XIV. It's really hard. In fact, I was playing it right before stream today, because I wanted to do a couple dailies and, you know, all that jazz. But I'm also wanting to play some Ace Attorney today, and I'm excited to play some Ace Attorney, especially since I made something new this weekend. I made something really fun for you guys, or at least I think it's gonna be really fun. I was playing around with some mix-it-up stuff, and I've scoured the internet for different things. I'm gonna keep updating and, you know, doing different things, but I wanted to, if you type the command, I think it should work with just OBJ? Yay! It works! Oh, what a perfect little soundtrack for this too. Yeah, so if you type that, or even the full... Objection! What the hell? Why'd the image go away? It worked the first time, it's the same image. If you type objection, you'll be able to object. Objection! I don't know why my image is not working, and that's really irritating. I'm gonna have to fix that real quick, because it literally worked a second ago. But it's a random objection from across all of the games, except for the one that I'm playing, which is Chronicles. Because I was afraid that I was gonna accidentally give myself character spoilers, and I didn't want to do that. So that's the only one, though, that I don't have the audio for. But I even included the voices from the Ace Attorney Investigations 2 fan dub in English, because it was never released in the West. And that was also, I have that game is pretty close to my heart. It's not just because I love that game, because it's part of the Ace Attorney series, but it was also one of the very first games that I ever streamed on Twitch, Ace Attorney Investigations 2, and I had I had a little Game Boy thing pulled up and stuff, so it's very important. So I included those voices as well. And it's just objections. Sorry, I don't have any of the fancy, I don't have hold its, I don't have take that's, I don't have any of Edgeworth's Eurekas, or any of the like little flavor stuff that they added, like Judge Courtney's overruled, or silence, or any of like the variations. It's only objections. Only objections. But yeah, I thought it would be a fun little thing to add. I wish my image would. Let's see, I'm trying to find it, and I had to like create layers upon layers, so I'm gonna fix that. Actually, while I'm fixing that real quick, here's the warnings for Ace Attorney, Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. There's not too many, but it is a murder mystery game, so it does include the following: blood and gore, visual and audio depictions of that, gun violence, animal death, death and suicide, alcohol and substance abuse. Why is this not? Sorry. Domestic violence, self-harm, snakes, anxiety attacks, hospitals, bone breaking, hanging, suffocation. There is burial alive. Anti-Semitism and xenophobia. That's kind of one of the big themes because of the historical context and whatnot. Let's see if this fixes it.
Objection!
Literally, why? Why is it doing that? No! Why? It literally was just working. Damn it. Okay. Well, I thought I was gonna get it to work, but it's deciding to be mean to me. There's fat jokes, there's flashing lights, there's some shaky cam just because little camera effects, and then there's a claustrophobic scene, but those are the warnings for Ace Attorney investigations. Or not investigations, oh my goodness. Grey Ace Attorney Chronicles. I really do want to fix this, and I'm very upset that this is not. I'm gonna fiddle with it. I'm gonna fiddle with it until it works. I'm determined. I'm hellbound, whatever the expression is. I'm determined. That's the point. It's been a weird day, by the way. I'm in a weird mood. It says the connection is successful. How dare. We're just gonna test a few things. Nope, it just does not want to connect. That's so irritating. Try again. Wait, I think I fixed it. I think maybe I fixed it. Yes! Haha! Okay, cool. There it is. I'm not gonna fiddle with it anymore. I'm gonna get to the game now, because that's probably what you guys actually want to see, and not just me playing with my little fun thing that I decided to do kind of last minute. I also wanted to add some fun stuff to the sound commands that I already have, but we'll get to that a different day. Alrighty. That's weird. It should be unmuted, but there it goes. I'm hoping that we don't have the same problem that we had last time too, where it was weirdly not. It would like freeze in the middle and it just would undo the connection. I haven't changed anything else after we had kind of fixed it and it started working, so I'm hoping it stays that way and everything's all Gucci. All right. Well, let us continue our adventure. All right, and then we had actually paused at the right time, quote unquote, where it said to be continued and things. So, the 22nd of February, 1:11 p.m., Naruhodo's legal consultancy. Whew, we made it back in one piece. Just, to be perfectly honest, I thought we were finished there for a while.
Oh, I know. What a lot of close shaves. There are so many carriages on the street of London. We were very nearly flattened several times.
Oh, no, I didn't mean that.
Yes, I know. It was a marvelous defense, Naruhodo-san. It really was. I was in awe of you.
Oh, thank you.
And now that your fervent exploits have won us some more precious investigation time, let's see if we can't find some new clues for the court tomorrow.
Yes, let's do that.
Is everything all right?
I suppose. I still can't quite believe it, that's all. That I'm here in England, working as a lawyer, I mean. In the Old Bailey, no less. truth is, it shouldn't be me, should it? It should be him standing in my shoes. It should be Kazuma. Ugh. I was so pissed that he died. I really was so pissed that he died.
It was Kazuma-sama's wish that you would follow him to Great Britain and work alongside him.
Yes, I mean, I never had the chance to ask him exactly why, but he clearly had a plan. I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for him.
And you're doing wonderfully, Naruhodo-san. I've no doubt that Kazuma-sama would say exactly the same if he were here with us.
Thank you, Susato-san. Thank you. What else do we have to talk about? It was quite a shock earlier today, wasn't it? When the victim himself turned up in court and took the stand?
I know.
Not only that, but then finding out that he is actually a barefaced gas thief as well.
Yes, that was certainly a surprise to us all. For a while, it seemed as though everyone had quite forgotten about Soseki-san poisoning the tea.
Careful of your phrasing, Susato-san. He didn't poison anything. And there's more to this Mr. SHAMSPEARE than we yet know. I'm sure of it.
Mr. SHAMSPEARE certainly wasn't the noble, upstanding man everyone thought he was at first.
What's become of him, actually?
I was told that he'd be returning to the hospital ward where he was receiving treatment.
Oh, which one is that?
Let me see. Ah, yes. He is at St. Bartholomew's, or Bart's as Londoners call it.
We know that place, don't we?
Yes, we visited Miss Green there yesterday. It's the same hospital to which she was taken.
Ah, yes, after Soseki-san stabbed her in the back.
Do be careful of your phrasing, Naruhodo-san. He didn't stab anyone.
Perhaps we both owe Soseki-san an apology. Yeah, they keep, acting as if he... Those charges were dropped, damn it! St. Bartholomew's. Yes, we should probably visit the hospital later. What next? So, we know that Soseki-san took tea to the victim on the night in question. But as he isn't the culprit, then obviously...
Yes, the poison surely wasn't in the tea.
But if that's the case, how on earth did the poison get into Mr. SHAMSPEARE's body?
I'm sure we'll find a clue at the scene. There must be something in Mr. SHAMSPEARE's room that will help solve the mystery.
Well, naturally, Scotland Yard detectives have been over the place already, but it couldn't hurt for us to have another look around, I think.
Definitely. And I'm desperate to know the outcome of the investigation into the tea left in the bar soap.
Well, if we run into Inspector Gregson, we could ask him about that. Kazuma Asogi, the best friend I ever had, and a lawyer with such promise. He really saved my bacon in that horrible incident just before we left Japan. And he was really cute. That's not the important part, but, I mean, I'm not wrong. I can still picture him now, looking so fierce and determined in court. And then after the trial, that crazy idea he came up with. As a stowaway? Yes, you can fit inside my trunk, and if you curl up small enough, I'm sure no one will know. Kazuma, won't you tell me why? Why go to these lengths so that I can accompany you to Great Britain? Well, it's been on my mind ever since we got through that trial. That you really ought to go into law. Be a defense lawyer. You've got a natural talent for it. Believe me, I guarantee it. But I've never even thought about becoming a lawyer. Well, I can't force you, obviously. You'll have to decide for yourself. But anyway, London is the cultural capital of the world, the city at the forefront of everything. It can't hurt for you to see it with your own eyes. No, that's true. I suppose, though, if you were to become a lawyer, and one day... One day what? Oh, no. Never mind.
Naruhodo-san?
Oh, sorry, I was just thinking about Kazuma.
Yes, he's forever in my thoughts, too. To change the Japanese judicial system for the better. That was his dream. And that's why he so desperately wanted to come to Great
I almost said Great Britain. Great Britain to study, of course. Yes, that's right, but...
Yes?
I do wonder if his true intentions lay elsewhere sometimes. I don't know. The thought just takes hold of me every now and then, that's all. Ooh! Another option.
Naruhodo-san, what do you mean by Kazuma-sama's true intentions?
I mean this.
His katana.
I never expected to inherit this sword after Kazuma passed away, of course.
No, I know. It was because I asked you to take it.
When I have it at my side in court, I feel as though it gives me courage. I mean, yeah, I feel like if I had a knife, Great Britain, the home of Herlock Sholm. Exactly, wait a minute. It kind of works. It kind of works out. I feel like if I also had a sword with me in court, I would feel better, because presumably everyone else in court would not be armed, but I would be armed, so it's like, you don't bring a knife to a gunfight, but like, if there's no guns, then it isn't, or it's like not even a knife fight, it's just a no fight, then you bring a knife to a no fight. Yeah. Is the pen mightier than the sword? Methinks that might be a little off. Good thing he hasn't really used it, so. Actually, the night before he died, he told me a little about the sword. Haruma? That's right. It's a prized sword that's been passed down through generations of the Asogi clan. I like how he... One of my favorite parts about him was that he always had, like, his own wind to follow him. He always had his headband blowing in the breeze. Even if he's in a completely enclosed space that doesn't have wind. A Japanese man's sword is his soul, Ryunosuke. I can't be parted from my katana. Karuma guides me. I truly believe that. So its name compels its wielder to slice evil in two? Not that you would need much compelling. On that subject, there's something very important that I have to do in Great Britain. Something you have to do? Yes. I'd appreciate you seeing it through with me.
Midna, what are you begging for? You have food. I just refreshed your water. Are you apologizing for earlier? Because you were naughty?
Of course I will. Whatever it is, I'll see it through to the end with you. I knew you wouldn't let me down.
What did he mean by something very important that I have to do?
I'd hoped that the answer to that question would become apparent when we arrived here, but as yet, I've not found a single clue.
I see.
Damn. Can I look around? Got a lot of junk up here. Wait, what happened to his desk? I thought he had like a little desk set up over here. Did he move it? I could have sworn he had it set up. Oh, wait, is this... I heard that there's another room behind that door.
Yes, it's my bedroom, Naruhodo-san, as you well know.
Shall I help you unpack your things?
That's very kind, but no thank you.
Your luggage looks very heavy. Are you sure I can't help you move it?
That's very kind, but really, no thank you.
I was about to say... I was like, he just wants to touch her underwear.
A young maiden's private chamber is a place of bittersweet secrets, you know.
The only secret I have is the 5-yen banknote hidden on the backside of my Daruma doll. Really? What a lame secret. Sorry, that's mean. I shouldn't say that. But it is kind of a lame secret. These tanks are for keeping sea creatures. They're called aquariums, and they were all the rage in London at one time, apparently.
Yes, the English are so clever, coming up with the idea of having ocean life on display in the home.
And it means you always have an emergency midnight feast on hand, too. Tony, fish are friends, not food. Except when they are made into sushi, because... Actually, I eat a lot of fish. I was just making the reference to Nemo, but I can't honestly say it, because the fish are absolutely food.
I'm not sure that's really the idea.
To each their own. Usado-san. Alright, well, I guess... Should I present any? I should review my evidence, actually, while I'm at it. So there's the book receipt. Those are the books that Soseki-san had, and then the map, bar of soap, which had the thing in the middle. The soap is looking at me with one hollow 2-centimeter wide eye.
How poetic, Mr. Naruhodo. All the literary references we've been hearing are starting to rub off, I think.
Really? Whoever would have thought of using this depression to make coins of ice?
It was clearly one of those ice coins that was in the soap when we first found it, wasn't it? Although, it was a sort of reddish color, I seem to remember.
Because it was tea and not water. Okay, the envelope, the pair of teacups. Homeboy had he got a little litty. Passed out. Medical report. So this was strychnine. Toxic effects present 30 minutes after ingestion. The pocket watch broke. No container of poison was found at the scene. That's pretty much all we know. And then last time we learned that there was a hole in the bottom of this and that he was making coins of ice in order to steal gas. How dare he? All right, let's see. Where else do we go? I guess we'll just go downstairs first. Downstairs to the suite of Mr. Herlock Sholmes. Oh. Always a good sign when the dialogue box pops up. All right, we're in Sholmes' suite.
Oh, Bruno and Susie! Hooray, you're back!
Ah, little Iris, she's so cute.
Hello, Iris. You're in fine spirits as always, I see. I am, and you look as immaculately presented as ever, Susie. Oh, you flatter me. Well, you couldn't have come at a bad time. I've just made a pot of tea. I'll set some cups.
Really? Thanks, Iris. But actually, what is that foul smell? Uh-oh. Oh my god, the man himself, he's here! Ha! The Wanderers return at last! Where on earth have the pair of you been? We've been in court? Oh, for Mr. Mustache's case. That was today, was it?
I'm sure I mentioned it only yesterday, Mr. Sholmes.
I'm sure you think you did. Ha ha ha. Well, we can laugh about it now. So tell me, how did the trial go? Reasonably well so far. We've managed to escape without a guilty verdict, at least. Really? I would have liked to see it. And I must pass the time of day with Mr. Reaper again. It's been too long. Is Lord Van Zeek's an acquaintance, Mr. Sholmes? Naturally! There's not a person in the world who doesn't know my name, Mr. Naruhodo. Not quite what I asked, but still.
Mr. Sholmes? Whatever is that odor?
Yes, what is it? It's faint, but absolutely awful. Ah, indeed! That's the scent of victory, my dear fellows! Victory in science!
Oh dear.
Alright, I'll bite. What's he up to now? Oh god, what did he do? Is it gas? It's probably gas. It's something to do with gas. Can we look around first? Because I wonder if we can find out where the... Feels like I've already looked at everything, unless there's anything new in the environment. Look at her, she's typing away. And then he said... Nothing new. Nothing new. okay. It all seems pretty much normal. Maybe that's even worse. Nothing seems wrong, which is actually concerning. Lord Barak Van Zeeks. Yes, it's an interesting sobriquet he has. Is this sobriquet? I'm gonna guess that that's sobriquet. It's an interesting sobriquet he has, isn't it? The Reaper of the Bailey. Once the legendary prosecutor has fought for someone's conviction, that person is doomed. Even if he or she is found not guilty by the courts. Sooner or later, the hapless soul will vanish from the capital. But vanish how exactly? By falling under a passing carriage, or drowning in the Thames, or succumbing to a sudden fever, or quite out of the blue being set upon by a highwayman. There are numerous routes to one's final terminus, my dear fellow. It all seems a little far-fetched, really. Well, on the bright side, Mr. Mustache is fighting fit, for the time being at least. That's not overly reassuring.
If the rumors are true, though, the obvious conclusion would surely be that those acquitted are, well, by Lord Van Zeek's own hand.
As it happens, Miss Susanoo, that is quite impossible.
Oh? Why?
Naturally, the man very quickly came under such suspicion. However, whenever these incidents occurred, the Reaper always had a cast-iron alibi. Really? And so his reign continued, but 5 years ago, he vanished from the courts, never to appear as a prosecutor again. Until now. That is, until you arrived in the country, Mr. Naruhodo. Yes, so I've heard. In fact, it was the very day I arrived when I was thrust into that trial at the Old Bailey. That bitter fight to the death coincided with the Reaper's resurrection. And really did end bitterly indeed. And here you are, facing Mr. Reaper again!
Oh, Rudo, I don't know if you're just incredibly unlucky. Or incredibly unlikable.
I think it goes deeper than just me. I sense a general loathing of all Japanese people. Yeah, kind of got that sentiment myself when I was looking upon the court proceedings. Let's talk about the smell first, though. So, what is that indescribably foul smell? Ah, well, most probably this, I would say. What is that? My dear fellow, it is of course my latest invention. A chemical test that can identify whether or not a tea is genuine at the drop of some tea.
Oh my.
There are some unscrupulous sorts manning the stalls along some of London's less frequented streets. They regularly sell what purports to be high-quality tea, but it is in fact merely dyed leaves of drab flavor. Well, that's certainly unsavory behavior. So, when one is presented with what appears to be black tea, one must be careful. Iris? Oh, look at her with her little goggles.
At the ready, Hurley.
Let us add a drop of my chemical to this cup of tea here. Do you see what happens? Oh god, it's turned completely black.
But what a foul odor it's giving off.
Indeed, the blacker the tea becomes and the more foul the odor, the better the tea is. I guess. But I don't, you probably don't want to drink it after you've been, testing it. It would appear that this cup was a particularly fine Darjeeling. That's very ingenious, but what do you do with that black liquid now? Why dispose of it, naturally? Surely you wouldn't like to drink it, would you? No.
There does seem to be a rather obvious problem with your new invention, Mr. Sholmes.
Hence why this chemical test is merely a test, my dear madam. Right. The point is, we are entering a new era of science. In the world of criminal investigation, also.
Yes, forensic science. Oh, these are such exciting times.
I regularly engage in this scientific experimentation alongside my unofficial consulting detective work. The Sherlock-Sholmes method will be the foundation upon which modern investigative technique is based. This little tea indicant was a happy byproduct of my ongoing forensic science research. Forensic science. I suppose I should find out more about that. Okay. Let's go back to the whole, xenophobia. With Mr. Natsume, who I'm currently defending, being Japanese as well as Miss Susudo and myself, I felt it even more keenly in court today. For some reason, Lord Van Zeek seems to have an inherent disdain of the Japanese. Indeed. It is an interesting observation.
You know something about it, do you, Mr. Sholmes?
What's he gonna say? Like, a Japanese person killed my grandmother or something? Is this supposed to be like is this supposed to be his tragic backstory where it's like, okay, I get it, tragic backstory, but still racism? Like, where are we going with this? It was about 10 years ago that Brock Van Zeeks chose to enter the legal profession. However, before that time, the young man's closest companion hailed from the Empire of Japan. Oh! So he had a best friend, and now I don't know, his friend did something to him, and instead of being angry at his friend, he decides to be angry at an entire nation of people? Yeah, that really makes sense. All right. Let's see where this goes. No! What the? Tell us more, Mr. Sholmes. What happened? I believe I've made it clear before. I'm unable to tell you anything about the affair.
Oh, but...
What gives? Why? The veil will be lifted on the events of the past in due course. I have no doubt. For now, however, it is Mr. Mustache who is most deserving of your attention, I believe. I don't like it when he's always like, okay, Sholmes is always very, I guess, happy-go-lucky about a lot of stuff, so when he gets like really tight-lipped about something and gets really kind of, not like sullen per se, but when he gets, I don't know, just more serious about stuff because he's so generally unserious, it would seem. It's extra concerning, you know? I don't like it. So your T-test, is that an example of forensic science? Indeed it is. An essential tool in cases that hinge on the knowledge of whether some tea is high or is of high or inferior quality. Not a huge number of cases then, except the one that we're literally working on right now. Perhaps a more practical example is required. Fingerprints? Not yet accepted in our courts as evidence, I might add. Really, we are dragging our heels there. I hadn't even heard of them until recently. Which is partly why I undertake research in this field myself, of course. I actually found out fairly recently that bite mark analysis is no longer considered an actual piece of evidence. I mean, it was pretty like, it used to be pretty serious, like, oh, because you could identify somebody based off of their dental records. Like you could, if there really wasn't anybody, like if there was nothing left in a murder case except their teeth, you could still identify a victim. So I guess that's kind of where that line of logic went. So bite mark analysis is like, oh, our teeth are very indicative of who we are. But actually, it's pretty bunk, and it's kind of weird that we all latched on to the bite mark analysis pretty quickly. Times are changing, I guess, always. They are always a-changing.
Does that mean you're studying fingerprints, Mr. Sholmes?
There are others in that field already, and I abhor the company of inferior minds. No, what I'm researching is skin prints. Ew, that sounds terrible. Skin prints. A nomenclature of my own design, as is this chemical agent that makes it possible. It instantly reveals objects touched by whichever person is under investigation.
Brilliant, Mr. Sholmes.
As long as it doesn't turn everything completely odorous and black. I assure you, my dear fellows, you will witness my forensic talents in action very soon indeed. Well, I think we should go back to the scene and see if we can uncover any new clues.
That's the spirit, Rudo. See you later.
They're so cute. Yes, until later. No, Mr. Sholmes, we were thinking you'd come with us. You were? Yes, of course. You said so just a moment ago. You said we'd witness your forensic talents in action. Ah, yes, I do recall saying something along those lines. Mere seconds ago. But you go on ahead. I shall be sure to follow you later, in all likelihood. Probably. Maybe. Well, I might. Your commitment astounds me.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Sholmes. We'll eagerly await your arrival. Bye-bye, Rudo. Bye, Susie.
I guess that's it. I guess we're going back to the scene. Let's see. I guess Mr. Shamspeare's room is like the best place to go. Although technically we could go visit him in the hospital. Was that King costume there a minute ago? Or not a minute ago, but at least last time we were here? I feel like something got added. Am I crazy? Whatever. Anyway, Mr. Natsumi's lodgings on the ground floor. Oh! Hello again, Inspector Gregson. What are you doing here? Well, we were hoping to have another look around, actually.
The lawyer representing the defendant has a right to examine the scene, as I'm sure you're aware.
Yeah, I know the score. Oh yes, one other thing. The soap on the ledge outside the window. Did you find it? With the tea in it? Yeah, we found it all right. And there was a small amount of tea in it, as you said. I knew it. It's with the identification section at the yard now. They're looking into it. The results should be available later today.
That's wonderful news, thank you.
He does not look happy that we are here. Pretty impressive performance in court this morning. Is that I'm sensing a butt. I feel like you're sorry? I feel like you're about to nothing. Forget it. Just make sure you don't disturb anything in here. Oh, there he is. There's Sholmes. There he is. I'm gonna examine some stuff first. It's more fun that way. Ah, the ill-fated teacups from which the two men drank on the ill-fated night.
During their heated literary debate, yes.
Who's stronger, Romeo or Juliet? It sounds like it was quite a discussion.
Now I think of it, I'm sure that the two lovers in the play ended their lives with poison.
Aw. That's fiction, Miss Susanoo. Let's hope it stays that way.
So it turns out that Mr. Shamspeare wasn't eating the soap at all.
That's right. The mystery of why he had it on a plate whilst holding a fork in his hand is solved.
Yes, to prize his latest ice coin out of its mold. And in the process, he accidentally broke the bar of soap in two.
It certainly was hard to imagine, let alone deduce. The sun never shines in this room thanks to that depressing bricked-up window.
Yet with enough determination, you can always remove the bricks to set some soap outside, can't you?
That sounds like a very wise life lesson, Miss Susanoo.
Only if you plan to follow a life of crime, Mr. Naruhodo.
If you ran out of change, you wouldn't even have any light, let alone heat. For the needy, London's winters can be very harsh.
That's true, but if you think about it, even the wealthy would find themselves freezing if they ran out of small change.
London's winters can be very harsh for the forgetful, too, then. Frankly, I'm starting to wonder if Susanoo-san and I are going to make it to spring.
That's true, we don't even have a meter at Baker Street, let alone a gas stove.
Look how dark the stain on the floor is underneath the meter there.
Yes, from all the water dripping out after the ice coins melted as you established in court this morning.
Or I guess they would be tea coins. It's a very large and obvious stain, isn't it?
Mr. Shamspeare must have used an awful lot of ice coins, I suppose.
It was an ingenious idea, I'll give him that. I feel like I feel like this particular panel of wood is suspicious, and it's not letting me like actually interact with it, but I feel like it's going to become significant later. Let's take a gander at Mr. Gregson here.
Are you looking for new clues, Inspector?
On Lord Van Zeek's orders, yeah. Don't come back till you've got something for me, he says.
Oh dear. Who are you?
Yeah, poor me, because we've already searched every bleeding nook and cranny in this place. I don't know what he expects, to be honest. Thank goodness for warm chips is all I can say. Well, at least he's honest. Every time I see him, I crave fish and chips because it looks very delicious in his little newspaper cone that he's got. All right, okay, I'll bite. What are you doing? What are you doing, Sholmes? Mr. Sholmes, what are you up to over there? What a question indeed. Was it not your good self who asked me to attend the scene? Oi! What are you doing here, Sholmes? What are you up to over there? What are you doing here? Damn me, once a great detective, one is always under scrutiny, it seems.
It's now the time, Mr. Sholmes. Are you about to show us your forensic talents in action as you promised?
With the greatest of pleasure, my dear madam. Oh boy, I can't wait to see what shenanigans we do now. Oh, he's got his goggles on. It's always a good time when he's got his goggles on. What's all this? All this is precisely what you requested, Mr. Naruhodo. A gun! He has a gun! He has a gun. Okay, Herlock Sholmes' sensational skin print seeker gun. Moments ago, I took a sample from the teacup that was used by the victim. A sample from Mr. SHAMSPEARE's cup. Each individual leaves microscopic secretions on everything he or she touches. A sample of those secretions is all I need to produce this, a refined indicator solution. By liberally spraying the room with this chemical, everything the victim touched is instantly revealed with the aid of these goggles. Here, try them on. There, now spray the chemical oh my goodness. Now spray the chemical indicator about and all will be revealed. Spray? How do I do that exactly? A little press of A on the area you're interested in is all that's required. Like this! What is that stuff? It's like fog. A suspension of the chemical indicator in a pressurized gas. It's the most efficient way to cover a large area. Oh my god, he fucking created luminol. Except, it's not really luminol, because I think that's just blood, right? I think that's the only thing it is able to... Don't quote me on that. I am not a forensic expert. That was another invention I discovered incidentally whilst I was developing this idea. As you do. Go ahead, try it, my dear fellow. We may learn something interesting about the victim's movements on the night in question. Well, there's nothing to lose, I suppose. Let's explore. So there's some there. Oh, geez, all over the window. Good God. He's all over the place. Oh, I guess it makes sense. It is his apartment. Oh, Jesus. Look, there are dozens of handprints here. So there are a great many indeed. So much that it's hard to make out any one individual print, in fact.
Ugh, it sends a chill down my spine.
Perhaps he was leaning against the wall while he admired this picture? I am getting a totally different view of the scene. Unlikely, I would say. It's a rather dull scene after all.
Without wishing to state the obvious, you wouldn't generally admire a picture from such close quarters, I feel.
Oh, very true, Miss Susido. It's a bit of a mystery, then. Okay, hold on. So what we've just basically learned, knowing what we know about the crime scene so far, we know that SHAMSPEARE and Soseki-san. My captions are very trying their damnedest to pick out those names. So we know that the two men engaged in a literary debate of sorts where they basically wrestled and they took on the roles of Romeo and Juliet, even dressing up in costume to portray these characters, and then engaged in a literal wrestling match to determine who was stronger, Romeo or Juliet. So they're wrestling, quote unquote, and there are handprints all over the wall, suggesting that somebody was leaning up against the wall, facing the wall with their hands pressed against it. It's giving something happened here. Hello, Sorcel, how are you? How are you doing? We're solving some mysteries today. All right, lots of handprints. Let's try over here. Oh. Oh. I see. I fucking called it. That's exactly the wood plank that I was picking out before. It is a very hands-on situation, indeed. Oh, look at all this here. Ah, yes, interesting. A multitude of the victim's handprints.
Why are there so many of them on the floor in this one spot?
Ooh, perhaps he had a bad fall just here.
There's nothing obvious that he would have. There's nothing obvious that he would have tripped over there.
Over? My goodness, I can read.
There's nothing obvious that he would have tripped over, though, is there?
I wonder. Personally, I often stumble when there's nothing obvious to trip over.
I think that's something only a great detective would do, Mr. Sholmes.
Well, this is quite a puzzle. Handprints all over the floor. Yes, there's no obvious explanation except the fact that there's probably a wood plank that's loose that's being used for some sort of hiding spot, perhaps? Well, we sprayed Mr. Sholmes' amazing skin print indicator all over this room, didn't we?
We did, but there are two places in particular that are of interest, I would say.
The handprints on the floor there, and on the wall by the picture.
Yes, and I think the floor warrants closer investigation. I won't be a moment.
What is it, Miss Susanoo?
Look here, Mr. Naruhodo. One of the floorboards is popped out.
One of the... You mean... It's a secret hiding place! Oh my god! Who could have possibly seen that coming? Excellent work, Miss Susanoo. So what do we have here? Oi! What are you not doing? That's not the accent I gave him. I gave him a Brooklyn accent. I know they're trying to get me to do a Cockney accent, but I'm not gonna do it. You can't make me. What are you lot doing? Inspector Gregson, stand aside right this minute. It's my job to investigate there. Oh, he marching. He marching now. No need, Inspector. You continue to dig into your portion of chips, whilst we dig into the floorboard here. Your fancy chalk's putting me off my food anyway, Sholmes. A new bit of evidence is exactly what I need. Wow, a secret hiding place under the floor. What a find!
It's not a hiding place you could make use of in Japan. I don't think I could lift a straw to Tommy Matt.
No, I know, but I never expected one of these wooden floorboards to move either. Got me wondering about the wall over there, too. Aren't you curious?
Oh! I'll investigate at once. There's nothing behind the picture, sadly. Only the wall.
How disappointing. But then how do you explain the handprints?
I really can't think of why anyone would have been touching the wall over and over in one place like that.
Oh, take a picture? There you are, a print for you. Oh, cool, he has pictures of the handprints now. Oh, thank you very much. His invention can make prints, too? Now then, I wonder if Inspector Gregson has found anything under the floor there. I'm desperate to know.
So am I.
Well then, let's take a look. I'd love to know if there's anything hidden underneath that floorboard there. Allow me to ask Gregson now. After all, we're well acquainted. Inspector Gregson! Really, it's been too long! What is it, Sholmes? I thought perhaps you might show me what you found there, seeing as we're such good friends. We're not friends. Ouch. No, I suppose not. A dismal failure. Yes, I heard. Ugh, I'd kill to know what was under that floorboard. All right then, fair's fair. What? You did discover the hiding place after all. I suppose I should at least fill you in. Really, Inspector? Thank you. Do it quickly, my dear fellow. If there's one thing I know about this man, it's that he blows with the wind, as fickle as the weather. Oi! Stop making me out to be some kind of nut. There were 3 items under the floor there. A newspaper clipping, a photographic print, and a tin box. Now, what do you want to know? Everything? Preferably? Looks like this was cut out of the paper about 3 months ago. It's about a convict who got sick and died while he was serving time up in Manchester. How terrible. It made the headlines down here in London as well. The bloke had been sentenced to death, you see, but nature got him first.
Oh my goodness, he'd committed a capital offense.
Man by the name of Selden. Nasty piece of work into burglaries and murder. Murder, he said, murder! They say the hoard he knocked off was worth about £1,000. A hoard? Of treasure, you mean? Jewelry and the like, but he'd hidden it somewhere and no one knows where. And now he's dead. The papers loved it, of course. £1,000 lost en route to hell, or some such was the headline. That's a pretty metal line. I'll give it to him. Does it not strike you, though? Why such an article would be so carefully ensconced under the floor? I suppose now you mention it, it does seem a bit odd. Perhaps I'll go over the paperwork once we've got on Selden back at the yard and see if I can turn anything up. Capital offender article has been entered into the court record. Okay. What about the photograph? So this is the photograph I found. Looks reasonably recent to me. Yes, it would appear to have been taken on the street in front of the house here. That's Mr. Garadeb. Is that his son?
And the gentleman on the left is Mr. Garadeb, the landlord, of course.
But who's the young man on the right? Mr. Garadeb's son, perhaps? Perhaps. You can take that print if you like. Really? Are you sure? We can presume, therefore, that the yard already knows. The identity of the young fellow, that is. Ah, is that true? Well, it's too bad if we do. Unfortunately for you lot, leaking information isn't one of my pastimes. My dear Inspector, if I may be so bold as to point something out. Pastimes are for one's leisure, but this is for work. Ooh, got him. Got him. All the more reason I'm not telling you. A dismal failure. I love that. I'm taking a screenshot. A dismal failure. That's such a fucking mood. Yes, I heard. Tried his best. I wonder why a photograph like this was hidden under the floor. I mean, Mr. Shamspeare himself isn't in it. Unless... photographic prints are still rare treasures in the East End. I imagine Mr. Gerardeb was rather delighted to have been immortalized. He probably made a proud present of it. Now this tin box looks interesting, doesn't it? Might I suggest, Inspector, that you open it? If you were to find something inside that reveals the truth behind this case, I wouldn't be the least surprised. Yeah, funnily enough, I already had a look. It's completely empty. What? Shamspeare, give us a clue, man!
You didn't even have the chance to utter a word, Mr. Naruhodo. But anyway, at least we found out what's inside the box.
Yes, thin air. It's empty. Rather like how I feel inside. Oh! Is there nothing more to this box then? I wonder. Can I see it? Can I spray it with the fun spray? Oh! It's a kitty! Oh my god! It's so cute! Oh, look at the kitty!
Oh look, it's that lovely little kitty cat. What was its name?
It's Mr. Natsume's, isn't it? Isn't it called Wagyu or something? I don't think we ever asked him actually. Why don't we call it Wagahai? You know, like Mr. Natsume refers to himself in Japanese. Wagahai. Wow. Okay, I have an approximate knowledge of many things. In my defense, it's been a minute since I've had to remember. I remembered the first half of that. I think I'm just hungry too. I'm thinking of fish and chips and meat and food. I wonder how he got in here. Clever cat.
Oh, wonderful. Well then, Wagahai here. Here's something delicious
Goodness.
Here's something delicious I bought for you from the cat's meat man.
Look at his little bow tie.
Oh, oh good kitty. Oh, he's a little sleepy baby. He couldn't be happier now, look.
I just hope we can bring some happiness to his owner, too. Oh my god! Oh, the little baby! Oh my god! Oh look, my little... It's like perfectly positioned to where my Kapamon and Wagahai are next to each other. Look, they look like they're sleeping together. They're so cute. Oh my god! Where's my cat? Is she underneath me? She is. She's also sleeping. Oh, I'm surrounded by cute cats. I can't stop looking at him. Oh, a baby. Oh, look at his little bean toes. Oh, that was a big stretch. That was a cheeky little meow Wagahai.
Oh my god. Oh, but he's so adorable. I could sit and watch him forever.
Me too, girly. Me too. I think he may not appreciate that after a while, and we have an investigation to get back to. Oh. All right, well, what else we got? I feel like there's something else. There's gotta be something, because homeboy's still here. Is he just gonna stay there though? I just want to make absolutely certain I haven't accidentally missed something, because then I'll get stuck and then I'll be like, where the fuck do I go? Just do a nice little sweep. indications, it seems like I can move on. I think I'm gonna go visit him in the hospital and see what I can glean from that. St. Bartholomew's Hospital Recovery Ward.
What do you suppose is happening? Sounds like some sort of disturbance.
Yes, I hear angry voices.
Be not angry, O ample lady, verily thou art mistaken. Mistaken, my foot? You were looking at my painting. The eye of man hath not heard, the ear of man hath not seen. 'Twas foul indeed, the poison that mustached villain gaveth me. Forgive me, lady. I wish that you died from that poison.
Oh, damn.
God a mercy, ample lady, but thou seest I have vigor still. Behold, my Shamspeare dance.
He does his little dancey dance.
This looks rather ominous, doesn't it? Ah, lo, 'tis the lawyer from the land whence riseth the sun. How now?
What are you doing here, Mr. Shamspeare?
Mary, I do believe I am returned unto another ward. He was looking, that's what he was doing, looking at my terrible work.
I can't remember what voice I gave her, so I'm just gonna give her this generic female voice.
Eastern fellow, so darkly clad. Faith, thy work in court this morning was wonderful. I do applaud thee.
Oh, well, thank you.
But, that doesn't mean things will go so wonderfully for you tomorrow, does it?
Okay.
Anon, exunt.
Anon, I'm very used to hearing that. Excellent. Stage left, pursued by bear. Mr. Shamspeare might technically be the victim in this case, but there's definitely a lot more to it than that. It's very hard to pin the man down.
I'm so sorry. I'm such an awful person.
Ah, Miss Green, is everything all right?
Oh, yes. I mean, don't worry about me. They're about to discharge me, so I must get ready to leave now.
Oh, I see.
We're delighted that you'll soon be well enough to go home, Miss Green. Oh dear, you're too kind. I don't deserve it.
I would like to look around the room again. Looks like I've already inspected that. The rat's still here, I see. I guess that's more of a mouse, though. The ears are more mousy. So, are you feeling more like yourself today, Miss Green?
I am, thank you. I mean, people do recover from ordeals like this, don't they? Even people like me.
Well, yes, it really was an ordeal, wasn't it?
As far as I was concerned, I was just walking along in the snow one evening, minding my own business. And then, completely out of the blue, I was struck in the back by a knife and collapsed unconscious for days. Of course, when I finally woke up again yesterday, the whole business had been cleared up already. What a terrible week it's been for you. Oh no, I'm sure I'm very lucky, really. I look back on this fondly.
Really? That's weirdly optimistic for her.
Anyway, I must be getting my things together now, so I'm ready to be discharged.
Oh yes, of course. Sorry to take up your time when you're obviously busy. Okay, well, I guess that's really it. We confronted, sorta, Shamspeare, and then... Okay, well, then let's Maybe we should talk to Mr. Garadeb. Because we have the picture now, so... let's go talk to him. Mr. and Mrs. Garadeb's room.
Mr. Garadeb appears to be out.
Oh, damn it. Okay, well, so that was the wrong choice. Oh well, I suppose we'll just have to come back again later. I'm gonna look around at his stuff first. We probably shouldn't poke around in here whilst Mr. Garadeb is out. Aw, come on! Come on! Lame. Okay. We'll be good and not snoop through his stuff. Let's go to prison! To probably interview our poor client. Local prison cell 9.
Oh, Mr. Natsume is back.
So he is. Mr. Natsume, hello. I am a cat. Oh God, he's a furry. I'm just kidding. Sorry? I don't know who Mr. Natsume is, or Hairlock Sholmes. I don't know about courts, or trials, or Old Baileys. I am a cat. That's what I am. Just a cat.
Mr. Naruhodo, he's trying to escape from reality.
Trying to? He already has, completely. So, what is your name then? As yet, I have no name.
Mr. Naruhodo, he hasn't fully thought out his new identity yet. Maybe it's not too late to bring him back to reality.
It's okay, Mr. Natsume. I also pretend to be a cat sometimes. I'm screaming. This poor man. Do you think you could open your eyes for us, Mr. Natsume? I am not a cat.
It worked! He's back in the real world!
What's going to become of me? No! Don't answer that! It's obvious! My cursed soul is never going to escape this accursed fate!
Mr. Natsume, no! This morning's proceedings in court prove that there's hope.
Yes, locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire was brilliant, but the Reaper is omnipresent in court, in my lodgings, here, there, everywhere! What's he looking straight at me for? I think perhaps there are some things we should discuss. Oh, yes, we must. All right, let's converse. In my whole life, have I ever been so moved as I was today? No! Of course, if I cast my mind back, there were perhaps one or two other occasions that moved me more. But if I just block those out, then today being in that courtroom was... It was the most moving experience of my life, locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire! You're too kind.
Scotland Yard found the remaining tea just as we deduced and are analyzing it as we speak.
There's nothing wrong with that tea! They won't find a drop of poison in it! That's a solemn, sworn, Soseki certainty! Tell me, did you both drink the tea at the same time that night? Oh yes, most definitely! Remember, drink tea while it's hot! We both poured it down our throats like it was a hot bath for our bellies!
And at the time, we were both completely fine.
As shown by the fact that he and Mr. Shamspeare then engaged in the Romeo and Juliet match. I suppose the focus of tomorrow's proceedings will be how the poison was taken by the victim then. That rotten Shamspeare! What have I ever done to him? You don't recall him taking issue with you over anything you've done recently? I've been holed up in my room immersed in books. I don't recall anything at all! Right. What I don't understand is why you didn't let me know sooner.
Let you know what, Mr. Natsume?
About the soap, of course. What else?
Oh dear. Are you struggling with such a meager stipend?
Of course I am, if I had money. I wouldn't have chosen to live in a cursed existence in such accursed lodgings. Oh yes, you said it's because the place is cursed that it's so cheap, didn't you? Exactly! Especially the room that I rent. The spirit of that capital offender who lived there still haunts the place, and it's trying to kill me! Capital offender? Might I ask, locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire, that the next time you visit me, you bring scores of super soft soaps? Why? Hold on. You know what? I think I'm actually gonna start with the soap thing. You mean soaps like this?
Mr. Natsume, what do you know about this?
Ah, there it is! That lathery lowlife that took my neighbor's life and sent me sliding into the depths of despair! Slippery, sickly, psychotic, saboteur! You've really gone off soap, haven't you? Absolutely, and I've made up my mind! The next time someone gives me soap as a present, it's friendship finished firmly forever!
I don't know that we can blame soap for everything that's happened, Mr. Natsume.
Let's talk about your teacups. Mr. Natsume, it's nothing much, but... Ah! It's been too long since I've been offered a present with that delightfully humble etiquette of our homeland! What? Oh, this is probably just like a... You're too kind! I accept it gladly! Sorry, but I wasn't trying to give it to you, actually. Okay, so that's... Well, how about... Hold on. Why don't... Let's examine this first. Condemned criminal dies of natural causes in prison. Manchester's Strangeways prison announced the death of convicted murderer and burglar Selden by natural causes in the early hours this morning. He had been suffering with fever since the end of October. Alerted by the shouts of his fellow cellmate, medical staff arrived to find him already dead before his capital punishment could be carried out. Damn. Well, I guess I'll present this to him, because he just talked about the capital murderer. What's this? It's a newspaper cutting that we found in Mr. Shamspeare's room. Ah, so he knew, did he? Sorry? About this man Selden, the convicted killer, and the evil spirit behind the curse that afflicts my lodgings. What? He's already taken one young man's life, and now he's trying to take the life of another! A miserable, mustache, much maligned Japanese man! Mr. Natsume, if you know something, please, you must tell us. Tell us everything you can about this evil spirit. The truth is, I didn't know the details myself until very recently. That Selden man was arrested about a year ago now. And at the time, he was hiding out in lodgings at Mr. Garadeb's house. What? He lived where you do now? That's right, yes, exactly where I live now, in my very room.
Oh my, your room was previously occupied by a criminal found guilty of a capital offense?
But before his sentence could be carried out, he died in prison. That was 3 months ago now. And that's when it started. The curse!
What really is this curse you keep mentioning, Mr. Natsume?
It's already caused one death, a few months after the criminal passed away in prison. A man died in the room. The man who rented it after Selden, in fact. The poor lodger, he was found dead in mysterious circumstances. The room was locked from the inside. Ah, a locked room mystery, my favorite. Locked from the inside? Exactly like the case we're dealing with now. So that's the convict's curse, is it? Yes, well, that was the start of it. The convict's curse.
Do you have any idea how the lodger before you passed away, Mr. Natsume?
The official cause of death was asphyxia. When they discovered the body, the room was full of gas. Okay, it sounds like a gas poisoning then. Gas. Oh, I only found that out after I'd signed the lease. When Mr. Garrideb came to tell me later, I couldn't stop myself trembling. In fact, if I'd known beforehand, I'd probably have been too scared to take the room. Landlord's lease, luckily legal. Lucky for Mr. Garrideb, maybe, but not so lucky for poor Mr. Natsume. And now you believe this curse is affecting you. It is! At first, I just felt as though I was being watched all the time. Is that like a symptom of gas poisoning? Like, paranoia? And then you talked about having nightmares, didn't you? The dead are trying to take me with them. They come for me and try to suffocate me. Just when I'm struggling to breathe, I wake up. And the room is as cold as ice.
But why is your room so cold?
London winters are too cold to bear without any heating and overnight, but for some reason, even though I light the stove before I climb into bed at night, the pilot light always goes out and the room fills with gas. But that's terrible. That's exactly the same situation as what led to the previous occupant's death. That seems like a faulty gas pipe then. Is this man being poisoned by gas? Like I'm... Wait, oh my god, wait a minute. Wait. Oh wait, oh shit, okay, yeah. Wait a minute. Yes, because SHAMSPEARE passed out. He passed out. Because he was probably inhaling gas. Wow, wait, yeah. No, I think he probably passed out from like some sort of like carbon monoxide. No, because carbon monoxide would be lethal, wouldn't it be? Oh wait, then wait a minute. How did he get the strychnine in his system? Wait, is there a certain kind of gas that would present as strychnine? Because they don't have like super great. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna. The wheels are turning. The gears are like unrusting in my brain, and they're starting to pick up speed a little bit. Okay, and then there's what happened to Mr. SHAMSPEARE last night when he was mysteriously poisoned. There's clearly more to that incident that can be explained by a curse, though.
Whatever can be the cause of all these strange happenings in Mr. Garrideb's rooms?
I wonder, perhaps, if I present this photograph... Nope. He doesn't know a damn thing. Skip. How about the gas meter? Nope. Skip. How about the handprints on the wall? Nope. Just gotta do the Ace Attorney thing of presenting everything. I presented what I knew was relevant. Now I'm presenting just for the sake of it. Nope. 'Tis all the same. 'Tis all the same. What if I give him his book receipt? Oh, Mr. Natsume, about this receipt. It occurs to me now that it was those confounded books that saw me arrested the first time, too. Oh yes, I suppose that's true. After I spent my precious pennies on them, that's the thanks I get. Now I don't know when I'll read them. No, not when. If! I may very well hate them too much to even open their covers.
I don't know that we can blame the books for everything that's happened, Mr. Natsume.
Yeah, it's not the book's fault. I guess. What about this? Did I present this already? Okay, well, just in case. How about... Gotta do it. You gotta do it at least once. Look at my armband! Have I shown you this before, Mr. Natsume? Just like Phoenix. Have you seen my badge? Oh yes, the sweet, sweet aroma of our beloved homeland. It shows that the wearer is a defense lawyer. It means nothing in Great Britain, of course, but I still wear it. Oh, I know exactly how you feel, locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. My Haramaki belly band! I don't feel right without it! Your Haramaki belly band? It's perfect for the cold English winters, just the thing to keep my tummy warm. Yes, I see the link, almost. Alright, well, I think we should try to go back to the Garadeb's room. We'll see if he's back from wherever he was. Hello? Oh, there's a new dialogue box, mayhaps? Mayhaps he has returned from his errands? Oh, he back. We got him. Ah, you're here now, Mr. Garadeb. Right, what a business it is for me, you know, getting out and about. Were you at the Old Bailey by any chance? Naturally, fate of my lodgings, hanging in the balance and all that, not a trial to miss. The fate of what's already been dubbed your haunted lodgings, yes. Of course, the place has caused quite a stir around our capital on more than one occasion already. As the old haunted lodgings, or some such. Ah, well, at least he knows. Makes you wonder what the blazes is going on, don't you know?
Yes, I'm sure it does. In fact, thinking back to Mr. Natsume's other trial just 2 days ago. You were at the Old Bailey then as well, weren't you? Testifying with your wife about what happened.
Stopped off at the prison on the way home, in fact. Beastly business. I see. So, what brings you to my haunted abode today? I like how he calls it his haunted abode. Quite a few things, actually, sir. Some fishy fellow from the Far East and a failed actor chap of questionable character, eh? Yes, the house does seem to have become something of a magnet for rum fellows of late. Thanks to that bollock curse. The convict's curse, you mean? Ah, heard the stories, have you? Rotten scoundrel was arrested here, then the next chap in the room goes and keels over. Then there was that woman who dropped dead just outside on the street, not to mention the actor yesterday. She didn't drop dead, though. She's alive, and the actor is also still alive. Am I the next day? Well, can't help but getting the what did you just say? Can't help but get the collywobbles, can you?
When you say the woman who dropped dead outside on the street, do you mean Miss Green?
Because Miss Green, who was stabbed by the knife, and Mr. Shamspeare, who was poisoned last night, are both very much alive still. Yes, well, so is that blasted convict's curse, it seems. Personally, I should be quite content with such lodgings. A bath, a toilet, a fireplace, a fascinating history. Why, it sounds like the lap of luxury. I'm not so sure about that. Well, there's no bath or toilet included, and no fireplace either. What? But you, but you do look out for your tenants, don't you? By watching the rise and fall of the flames in your gas lamps up here. Yes, never hurts to keep an eye on things. In case there are any mishaps or such like. I think you've had your mishap already, sir. That's not helpful, Mr. Sholmes.
Excuse me.
Oh my gosh, was that Mia Fey? Was that a Mia Fey fart? Are we blessed with a Mia Fey fart on this fine day? Man, the fucking Ace Attorney anime bloopers are... they're gold. They are really gold. Heaven forgive me.
Sorry, I do drugs.
Sorry. Wait, is that Dahlia? Oh my god. I'm screaming. I love the one that's, there's like a conversation between Phoenix and Mia, and Phoenix is talking about like, you've inspired me to be a lawyer. I don't know if I want to be a lawyer because everybody hates you. And Mia's like, oh, okay. Like, I just defended you in court, but oh, okay. Heaven forgive me, the words just came to my lips.
Some fishy fellow from the Far East and a failed active chap of questionable character, eh?
Is this not... There's no need for that, Mr. Garrideb.
That's right. Mr. Natsume is in no way fishy.
He is undeniably peculiar, however.
Is it right that he took the vacancy?
Am I wrong? Farting butthole.
Farting butthole. Is it right that he took the vacancy immediately after the previous tenant passed away?
Yes, that's right. I asked the estate agent to find someone and he popped up the very same day. Never come across a chap so keen for a place with a background, as it were.
I don't think it was the room's background he was keen on so much as the cheap rent, actually.
So how long has Mr. Shamspeare been lodging under your roof?
That failed actor chap? Let me see. Oh, of course. Yes, it's been 3 months now. Quite sure of it.
Only 3 months. He's quite new here, too, then.
And to what do you owe your certainty in that regard, Mr. Garrideb, if I might ask? Well, it was that Selden scoundrel as it happened.
Selden? The convict, you mean? Do Selden and Shamspeare have some kind of connection, then?
That convict chap, Selden, passed away in the clique 3 months ago now, you see. Some malady or other.
Yes, we've seen the report from the newspaper at the time.
Well, it was only 3 days later that the
Whoa, hold on. Tragedian? Like comedian, but tragedian?
There's a darkness underneath, complex and bitter, but still tasty.
tasty.
Could you please stop describing your testicles?
Yes! Oh my god, they're so fucking good. The anime is just, it's amazing. It's so the bloopers are so dumb. But also they cast it so well. Also, I love Godot. I know people don't like Godot, but I do.
Well, it was only 3 days later that the tragedian showed his face on the actor fellow.
Really?
Yes, I remember it quite distinctly.
'Tis small, this world we inhabit. Prithee, landlord, hear my request. I, the humble Shamspeare, so do desire to take thy room on the middle floor offered erewhile for rent.
Terribly sorry and whatnot, but that won't be possible. Already have a lodger on the middle floor. Ground floor room's vacant, though.
Nothing can be made out of nothing. Let me repeat mine will unto thee.
Those cars must be muffling your ears. The room on the middle floor is taken. It's ground floor, nothing.
Very well, we have an accord.
Glad to hear it. Welcome to Briar Road.
Lo, a Shamspeare dance to celebrate. What the fuck?
What I heard in court today sounds like the chap was thieving gas. And he was 3 months into arrears with rent, too. Yes, the fellow was a body player, all right.
Thank you for your candor, Mr. Garrideb. We are most grateful. By way of appreciation, allow me to say 1 or 2 words. Give me my robe. Put on my crown. I have immortal longings in me. Sir, what? Sir, this is a Wendy's. What's happened to you?
Shakespeare, my dear fellow, one of his most famous lines.
I don't think that's accurate. I'm actually really... I'm not entirely sure that's accurate.
I wish to divulge my own learning of the subject, for I have a turn for literature too, you know.
Perhaps you could turn your attention to more apt lines, then? Is that really a line? What did he say? Give me my robe, put on my crown, I have immortal longings in me. I'm looking this up right now. Google! Google, I must consult the Google. Oh my god, it is. Wait a minute. Wait a diddly darn minute. Oh my god, it's from Antony and Cleopatra. Actually, that's one that I'm not familiar with at all. I didn't read this one. Cleopatra says it. She says, "Give me my robe, put on my crown, I have immortal longings in me." It's her final speech. In Shakespeare's tragedy, Antony and Cleopatra, her immortal longings are her longings for immortality, her desire to leave behind the mortal world and enter the next. Interesting. I learned something. Well, I obviously want to ask him about the picture. Mr. Garadeb, could I ask you to look at this photograph? Look at this photograph! Is that your son who's with you there?
No, not at all. He was a larger hair once. Duncan Ross was his name.
Duncan Ross. Wait, I feel like I know this kid. Duncan Ross. Was it? Wait a minute. Was it? I feel like he was related to Olive somehow. Am I crazy? I just realized that this man's name is Adrone B. Adrone B. Meter Man. She's Quinn B. So she's Queen B, and he's Adrone B. Amazing.
I was curious about this crystal. Wanted to check if it truly was the victim's.
You're always working, aren't you? Can it f me?
Is that? If I had to guess, that had to be a conversation between Edgeworth and Phoenix, right? Because they also leaned into the fact that the fandom is 1000% sure that Phoenix and Edgeworth are a thing. Duncan Ross.
A street photographer happened to be passing, so I asked him to take a shot, just for kicks, really.
Was he by any chance the lodger before Mr. Natsume?
Yes, that's right.
Oh, he died. Oh, never mind. Then I guess I was totally wrong. My memory is not correct. The young gentleman who died in the room in mysterious circumstances. Just what Mr. Mustache was waiting for, one might say.
Yes, young Duncan lived in the room at the top of the first flight of stairs before that Japanese chap.
Would you mind telling us a little more about him?
Yes, Duncan Ross. Young chap was attending art school. Had to work to pay for it, mind. Moved into the middle floor room about a year ago, after that criminal Selden was arrested. Young students are always on the hunt for rooms with a history behind them.
I think they're also looking for cheap rent. A history of cheap rent, maybe. Got him. Yes.
Yes, well, anyway, it was one morning about a month ago now. Hadn't quite worked out the old trick of watching the gas lamps to see what my lodgers were up to at the time. So sadly, I was rather tardy to discover what had happened. The smell of gas that alerted me was...
Ah, yes. Synonymous with the smell of death.
Called the police straight away, of course, and the officer kicked the door off its hinges. But once we got inside, we all bodily collapsed.
Because of the gas?
Yes, room was full of it. No air at all. Soap must have gone out while the poor chap was sleeping in his bed.
So Mr. Ross suffocated to death?
Of course, police gave me a sound ticking off because the gas pipes were so old and all that. Can't tell you how much it set me back to having a lot replaced all over the house.
So you had them replaced and it's still killing people, basically? Or still trying to kill people? But even after you had all that work done, Mr. Natsume says the same thing. That the stove goes out at night whilst he's asleep in bed.
Well, that's the bloody curse! The convict's curse! I've done my duty as a landlord now.
Someone's feeling defensive.
Ah, that reminds me, actually.
Yes?
About young Duncan, night before the poor chap perished. He'd been writing a letter of affection to a young lady.
A love letter, you mean?
Yes, where did I put it now? Ah, here it is. Left it on my desk. If you'll excuse me, let me see now. What does it say? To my most beautiful and charming sweetheart.
Do you think that we should be reading such a personal piece of correspondence?
My dear Miss Susanoo, that is precisely why I preface my reading with, if you'll excuse me.
I will not excuse you, Mr. Sholmes, no.
Sadly, he didn't address it, though. So I have no means of delivering the thing. Rather sad, really.
I see. That's going to play on my mind. Yeah, it's going to play on my mind, too. That's really sad.
But really, the identity of Mr. Ross's sweetheart has no bearing on the case. I think we should leave well alone.
Yes, I suppose you're right.
Indeed, the intended recipient's address is missing, however. There is a name attributed to the man's most beautiful and charming sweetheart.
Olive.
Mr. Sholmes, please, I've already had to chastise you about this once.
My undying love to you, my colorful darling, Olive Green.
Olive Green? The woman who was plunged into a coma after a knife plunged into her back outside this house 5 days ago? That is one hell of a sentence. The victim of the last case Soseki-san was in court for, who regained consciousness only yesterday. Is it just chance that her name has come up now? Could it possibly be a mere coincidence?
Mr. Naruhodo, whatever can this mean?
Reading personal correspondence can have its merits, you see, Miss Susanoo.
But what else?
Ha! I can't read.
I can't read! Let's see what else. How about I show him this article?
In quite a couple of days, as you can imagine, I'm afraid I'm rather tired. I haven't really gotten the energy of the old eyeballs, to be honest with you.
Some other time then. Okay, so that was like a don't show him that. I'm just gonna start presenting stuff. One of those things.
It sounds like a really job. And you're
Not very
really
good at it. Yes, that one!
And everyone hates you afterwards. I mean, not as much as if you're a voice actor in anime, but they still hate you.
Yeah. The way she's just like, yeah. It's so good. It's so good. Oh my god. I'm so glad you found it. That's seriously one of my fucking favorites.
Ah, an Altamont gas meter, yes. Decent fireplace in here, of course. No need for gas stove. But there's nothing better than a gas lamp for reading in bed, eh?
Actually, Mr. Natsume mentioned that the gas supply to his room kept failing.
Ah, yes, that. I had the gas company look into it. But they couldn't find a thing wrong. The chap must have been imagining things.
I don't think he was imagining it. The poor man woke up unable to breathe.
I think it was put down to ghosts at work or some such in the end. The place must be haunted.
It's not haunted. You have a gas leak, my guy. A dangerous, lethal gas leak. Mr. Garadeb, about this photographic print.
Ah, yes, the scene. I thought the bully fellow was as dead as a doornail. Jolly welcome news that he's alive, for him and for the room.
For the room? What do you mean?
Well, it matters, you know. When I come to let the room next time, people will ask. And there's a world of difference between a room where someone died and a room where someone nearly died.
They sound awfully similar to me.
I don't think any of these are really gonna bring anything, but I'm gonna try anyway. Just wanna make sure I don't miss anything. And I'm gonna do the armband again too, because I want to. Damn! I didn't even get any special dialogue for that. Bummer. All right, well, I think that's really all we can get out of him. So now we have to go back to the hospitals to try and talk to Miss Green about her lover. She's probably gone now, though.
Mr. Norohodo, I've just finished speaking with the doctor. It seems Miss Green is well enough to be discharged at last.
This is good news, but hopefully just before she leaves... Huh. What is it? Miss Green! What was that? She clearly just hit something behind her back.
One moment, I'll be with you in a jiffy. Oh, hello everyone. What are you all doing here? The doctor has said I can be discharged, so I'm getting my things together. Miss Green, what were you just doing? Oh, nothing really. I was just about to take some medicine the doctor prescribed for me, that's all.
Well, we were hoping to have another quick chat with you if that's all right. I don't like how the
I don't really have anything else to tell you.
All right, she's definitely behaving strangely. Let's see if we can't coax something out of her. Can I look around? This is the card that Miss Green was looking at so intently before, isn't it?
Mr. Norohodo, you shouldn't be peeking at a young woman's private effects.
Right, I should save peeking for gentlemen's effects only.
You mustn't do that either.
And maybe you, Miss Susato, shouldn't be peeking into a young man's mind either. Actually, wait a minute. Yeah, how's she doing that? That was supposed to be a... She keeps doing that thing where she, like, basically reads his mind. She's psychic. This is the bottle that Miss Green was just about to drink from when we arrived.
Yes, she looked rather preoccupied, didn't she?
Perhaps it's very bitter. I can't stand bitter medicine.
I suppose that could be it.
In fact, whenever a doctor prescribes me medicine for a number of days, I always take it all at once. That is not what you were supposed to do, sir.
Oh no!
Well, if you have to take something you don't like, it's best to get it all out of the way in one go, isn't it?
Oh dear, and I thought it was Miss Green I should be worrying about at the moment.
Oh! I got an achievement for that? Wait, what? I guess I got a special piece of dialogue that doesn't... Okay, huh. I forgot that this game even had achievements. Just want to make sure there's nothing in the room that I've missed this time or that nothing has changed. It seems to be okay. So let's get to actually conversing with her. It's wonderful news that you're going to be discharged, Miss Green.
Oh yes, I mean, thank you. Once people are better, the hospital staff don't want them lingering and wasting space. Not people like me, anyway. So I don't think I should keep anyone waiting. I probably shouldn't stand around and chat.
She certainly doesn't seem to be in the mood to talk, that's for sure. I'm going to... I hate that I have to do this, but I have to ask her about... Miss Green, we were hoping to ask you about someone. Mr. Duncan Ross. You knew him, didn't you? Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Oh no, I'm so sorry. The bottle of medicine fell down when she did.
Oh, Miss Green, are you all right?
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to startle you like that.
No, it's all right. I just wasn't expecting it. How do you know about Duncan? Mr. Ross had been writing a letter when he had passed away. The landlord found it in his room. It was a very personal letter to you.
Oh, I feel really bad for her.
It was at the art school. That's where I met Duncan, a year ago now. He was working to fund his studies. He dreamt of becoming a professional artist one day. And the two of you became romantically involved. Yes, that's right. We were very much in love. We were engaged to be married, actually.
Oh, that's really sad. Ah, that's really sad.
That's why he decided to move into a cheaper room to save money for the wedding.
Oh, no. No, that's so sad. And that's what led him to Mr. Garrideb's.
Yes, he told me he'd found the worst but cheapest room in the entire East End. And then, 1 month ago, that's when it happened.
Oh, honey.
We're so terribly sorry, Miss Green. Well, it's all in the past now, I suppose.
Honey, you do not get over that in a month.
Oh, Miss Green, she looks desperately sad.
I was starting to think that's just her look. But now I see that she has every reason to feel the universe is against her. Oh my god, that...
I do hope you won't think I'm being rude, but... Would you mind leaving me in peace now? I have to leave the hospital soon.
Oh, I'm so sorry. We didn't mean to hold you up. Of course, we'll be on our way. Oh. Mr. Naruhodo. I think it might be Sholmes. Mr. Naruhodo! I was correct! Haha! Did you see that little spin he did when he came in? Surely you were not about to leave. That's quite out of the question. What? Mr. Sholmes, I didn't realize you were here. But of course I was, my dear fellow. Watching intently from the shadows, as always. Well, make your presence known next time.
Mr. Sholmes, what's this about?
Something which occurs to me with some...
Before coming here to see you, I paid a visit to Wright at the hospital.
Oh boy.
He requested I do him.
Yeah. There it is. That's definitely Edgeworth. He requested I do. Oh my god. Something which occurs to me with some regularity, Miss Susudo, is this. Why do detectives insist on such an ex post facto modus operandi? Why solve a case after it's happened? Instead of preventing a case before it happens. That is what sets a great detective apart. What do you mean? Oh my god, the mouse is dead. Wait a minute. Did you guys see that? What? Looked like directly to his left. And when I press the dialogue, I mean, obviously it's going to. Okay, I have to prepare you. The anime is not like that. That's just the bloopers. But if you want to watch the bloopers, please do. If you need a good laugh, the bloopers are the thing to watch. But if you're also curious, the anime I feel like is a nice, fun little trip down memory lane for anybody who's played the Ace Attorney games. But like, I think the mouse behind the dialogue box, I think. I ain't got time for it. That's fair. Ain't nobody got time for that. I think the mouse is dead, is what I'm trying to say. There's a case waiting to happen under our very noses, Mr. Naruhodo. So let us avert disaster. Let us prevent this case from ever happening. With nothing but careful observation. All right. All the clues you need are set before you. You need only look, and you cannot fail to see. I didn't know that they had a live action. Oh wait, no, I did. I thought you meant like I don't know why I thought you meant like live action as in like live theater. The new Netflix one? The live action One Piece?
You can do it, Mr. Naruhodo, I know you can.
I've heard like that people are surprised at how good it is. I don't really know anything about One Piece. I haven't read the manga is like a quadrillion years long, and isn't the original anime like also? Oh, your friend twisted your... I feel like at some point, I'm gonna get forced to watch it. I don't know who's gonna be the one that forces me to watch it, but somebody in my life is probably gonna twist my arm at some point. I'm also seeing, apparently there's like a lot of people on TikTok who are thirsty after the clown guy. I don't know anything about this clown guy, but apparently everybody's like, oh my god, he's sexy, and I also don't understand. It's okay, which puts it at the top. You know, the bar is like underground for stuff like that, so that is still a compliment. Sure, there has to have been a live stage play. I mean, the reason why my brain immediately went there is because I know that there's several different Ace Attorney live stage plays. Like, and they're pretty famous. Like, I haven't watched them. I want to. I keep like meaning to, but I haven't yet. But I know they did it for like even Apollo Justice, and I think they even did it for this game, the Great Ace Attorney. Pacing is way better in the live action though. Well, isn't it like dragged out like crazy in the manga? Because diehard fans will complain about the cuts. Well, that's pretty much that's par for the course with anything. Like, yeah. Isn't it like one of the ones that was like famous for filler? I have a very tangential approximate knowledge of this. I was right, the rat is dead, the mouse died. I keep saying rat and mouse interchangeably. Oh my god, 1400 and I feel like I don't have time for anime. Like, I know that episodes are like 20 minutes long, and I probably could binge watch a bunch of them, but I don't. It seems like such a chore. I feel bad too, because I know I would like a lot of stuff. I have to like trick my brain. I've also noticed this about myself, that I have like a weird kind of, I hate this about myself. I would like to change it if I could, but when people are like, oh my god, you have to watch this. Oh my god, you have to see this. You're gonna love it. And so oh my god, you have to, I can't do it. I fucking can't do it. I cannot bring myself, it's not like out of spite. It's not because I don't think I will like it. I actually do very much believe that I will like it and that they're correct. But oh my god, the fact that somebody told me to do it, I'm like, oh, but see, now I feel obligated and I don't want to do it. I just weirdly avoid it. Like, oh, because what if I come out and I don't like it, and then I don't know, then our friendship is irrevocably changed, and I don't know, it's stupid. It's irrational. I know it's irrational, but it's what I do. I can't explain it. Sorry, I got distracted with something. Okay, it definitely feels as though this card must be relevant. I mean, when we first arrived, Miss Green was standing with it in her hand, in what can only be described as a very tense atmosphere.
Yes, it may very well be related to whatever incident Mr. Sholmes believes was about to happen here. Perhaps we should ask Miss Green about it.
We will in a minute. This is the most important part, though. That mouse seems to be dead. Look, I didn't notice it there before, did you?
I think perhaps it drank the medicine that spilled out of the bottle. But that's the bottle that Miss Green was about to drink from when we arrived.
Oh, you don't think...
Ah, I see you've come to appreciate the true nature of this scene. That of a tragedy about to take place.
Yes, I think it's falling into place. Miss Green, the contents of the bottle you had before has spilt out on the floor. And the poor mouse that drank it has sadly died. Ah. I think it's clear that the bottle must have contained a powerful poison.
Don't worry, I will attend to the mouse presently.
Miss Green, Were you intending to go the same way as that rodent? Take your own life?
Oh my god. That's really fucking dark. Once we'd left, you would have put it to your lips again, wouldn't you? And taken the poison. Oh god. And now I see they're doing the whole, they've been talking about Romeo and Juliet a lot. And oh god, the star-crossed lovers, and one of them's dead. Oh no, and the poison, and oh god, oh, but, I hate this. Okay. Ugh.
Miss Green, please talk to us.
This is really fucking sad. Oh, I bet that's him. Mr. Duncan Ross. Who would have ever thought he was engaged to be married to Miss Green?
To lose one's beloved fiancé must be painful enough.
But then Miss Green suffered that awful injury and outside her fiancé's former lodgings too.
It can be very cruel sometimes.
"10 seconds later, and we would have arrived at a very different scene here. In all probability, we would not have enjoyed this most delightful conversation. Of course, perhaps it hasn't been quite so delightful from your perspective, Miss Green.
Actually, in a way, now that everything's out in the open, I feel like a weight has been lifted.
Tell me, how did you acquire that medicine?
Well, with this being a hospital and all, when the doctor comes to examine me in the mornings, he always leaves the medicine cabinet open for a while. So I snuck this out when he wasn't looking.
It conspicuously lacks a label. I wonder what it contains."
I'm afraid I don't really know. But I thought, if I drank it, it might just stop the pain somehow.
Oh god.
Oh, please, Miss Green, don't talk of such things.
Thank you for the moment of levity. It got really tense and dark. Thank you for a nice little break. Well, it seems clear now that it contains poison.
Yes, that poor little mouse is proof of that. Oh no, oh, it's all my fault. What have I done?
"I shall remove this to my office, Miss Green. I take it you have no objection?"
No, none.
Oh, she's shaking.
Excuse me.
Excuse me. So confident, just so... excuse me.
Neither the sender's name or address appears to be written on the envelope or the card. It arrived by post at my home the day before the incident that put me in hospital here.
I have information regarding the death of Duncan Ross. Come to the Slug and Salad on Briar Road at 5 p.m. on 17th. Don't tell anybody else about this letter or the meeting. It is a matter of utmost importance. Wait a minute, the 17th of this month? That's the day you were stabbed on Briar Road.
And 5 p.m.
Is precisely the time when the incident occurred. The Slug and Salad, yes. A pub on the northern corner of Briar Road.
Briar Road? Being the street that Mr. Garrideb's house is on?
Does this mean that... Yes, I'm sure you've guessed. That day when I was struck in the back by the knife, I was actually on my way to the Slug and Salad. Goodness.
So that's what you were doing on Briar Road that day.
I'm sorry I didn't say anything before. I think I really will have to ask you to excuse
Find the
me now.
contradictions, believe in the truth. Next episode, I'll shit the bed again. Take that!
next episode, I'll shit the bed. Oh my god. A gift. Those bloopers are a gift to us. I've told you everything. I feel like I cannot enter back into this scene with the same kind of gravitas that it needs because I'm laughing about the fucking... Okay, whew. Yes, I'm very sorry to have had to drag up such painful memories for you.
No, it's fine. Miss Green, please promise us you won't try to do anything like that again.
Detective! Shut the f*** up!
Fuck, you can hear them giggling in the background too. The little slip of the character break. That's what it is. Character break. In the voice acting studio or whatever they call it.
Yes, don't worry. Your detective friend has the bottle now anyway. And besides, I've been stabbed in the back and had a close shave with a bottle of poison, and I'm still here. I think I'm destined to see things through to the end. It might sound a little conceited, but, well, that's how all this has made me feel.
I guess that's good then. Leaving Miss Green and St. Bartholomew's behind, we made our way back to Baker Street with Mr. Sholmes. Oh, it's nighttime now.
Well, it would appear we've reached the end of the investigative trail for today.
Yes, it's late.
And Mr. Naruhodo, did you discover anything that may be of use to you in court tomorrow, do you think?
Details about Mr. Shamspeare, Mr. Garrideb's lodgings, the convict Selden. There are many facets to this case, and we're yet to see to the heart of it, if you ask me. That's my feeling, anyway.
I can't help wondering what about the results of the analysis.
Into Mr. Natsume's tea, you mean?
Yes, would they have found strychnine in it or not?
Well, I fear that either way, it will be hard to escape the grip of our friend Mr. Reaper.
Oh dear.
Yes, Barak Van Zeeks.
But I wish you every success, of course, and though I was late to rise this morning, tomorrow will be a new dawn. I intend to spring from my bed at a crisp hour and tend the trial.
Mr. Sholmes, you're going to come?
Indeed, whatever happens, I shall be there, assuming my eyelids cooperate in the morning.
Well, I think we've done all we can. All that's left is to remain focused and keep fighting for Mr. Natsume's cause until the very end. Yeah, we're going to court! Whee! London, the world's most prosperous city, home to 6 million people. But away from the razzle-dazzle... down back alleys and behind bricked-up windows, the lonely lurk. Toseki-san had battled long and hard with loneliness during his many months here. And so I felt honor-bound to battle equally hard for my compatriot, to lift the curse that gripped him. As Mr. Sholmes said, tomorrow would be a new dawn for all of us. To be continued? Question mark? To be continued. This actually is probably a good point to take a little breaky break, and then we can hop back in at the courthouse. I'm gonna save. Oh God. That's the autosave up there, the tippy tap. Let's save over. Let's save over number 5. That feels good to me. All right, before we hop back into the court, I'm gonna take a quick break, and I will be right back. That's on me. You know, I should have picked the clown. Okay, now it is the cleaner part, which means. Oh, that was the lady. Oh, that was the lady. Oh, that was the lady. Oh, did you see the lady? The lady was there, and I really hate her. All right, well. Closet time, whee! I'm I'm not kink shaming. I'm just kink asking why. What the fuck? Why is she glistening though? You know what? You know what? Let's not. We're gonna. Okay. Please be a sword. Please be a sword. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh my god! Wow!
What the fuck? Oh my god. What have they done to this child? What have they done? Is there somebody in the closet now? I'll get you on the next one, KG. I'll get you. No, the farticle beam! Okay. No cursing. No cursing. Oh shit, I wish I. Oh! Okay, starting. Starting now. Starting now, no cursing. I'm gonna set. I wish I had a timer. I wish I had a timer. I wanted to do like a. I forgot what.
A body has been discovered!
Oh my god, Kimmers! Oh, why does she run like that?
A real set of badonkers. Packing some Doban Hunkeros. Massive da Hunka Bankaloos.
They
Big ol'
zoomed-
Tanhangera Cougars.
They zoomed in on them! They... First, we ball! We got him! Gibbs for love, y'all! Yes! This is so amazing! Oh my god, I love all the emotes in chat! I gotta get up for this! We're standing up! Woo! Oh my god, y'all are awesome! Y'all are the best! Y'all are seriously the best! It deserves a good. I wanna. What was that? What was that? What was that? Did y'all see that? What was that? What is that? What is happening? What is happening? Oh!
Side. I don't have my alcohol anymore. Oh!
I tried.
It's okay, we're alive.
I pulled her, but I was too slow.
I can't tell where she's going. I'm so confused.
Okay, we've almost got this. Oh, Judge. Oh no, the potato has been chosen.
The potato has been chosen.
Yay!
I did get clipped by it.
Aw.
You in service with a noble.
What happens if I just like
Not an
throw this
excuse.
bottle at them?
You need to learn proper decorum. The Hound Pits has seen a few lords and ladies in its day.
If they were here, I expect they didn't want to be recognized, sir.
I'm just gonna. I'm curious.
Never mind that. This can't happen. Stop it!
Wait. Is there? Woo! Oh no! Oh! Fuck that! Fuck that! Fuck that so much! Fuck that so much! No! Sometimes when you get distracted. Oh, in the vast
Alrighty, I am back.
forest of Hyrule.
Thank you guys for letting me have a quick little break. Good. We're back. Court is in session. Court is now in session. We are on the 23rd of February at 9:23 a.m. in the Old Bailey, the defendant's antechamber. Oh god. Oh, his face is so close. Yeah, back it up. Back it up. Oh god, is he pretending to be a cat again? He's probably pretending to be a cat again. Well, this is awkward. This is it then, Mr. Naruhodo. Yes, it's time to put an end to this now. To the miserable curse that has been plaguing Mr. Natsume. To everything. And in my own small way, I shall do everything I can to help you. I always appreciate your help, Miss Susato. Suffering so Seki, selfishly sidelined! Good morning to you too, Mr. Natsume. I'm sorry, I'm like adjusting my chair right now. Big stretch. Okay. Good morning! Locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire! Listen to you two, chatting away happily as if the main player of today's trial isn't here! Why would you do that? Why? Oh dear, we didn't mean to cause offense, Mr. Natsume. I thought perhaps because you had your eyes shut so tightly you were meditating, finding inner calm. It seemed wrong to disturb you. I was waiting! What's the matter, Mr. Natsume? You seem different somehow today. Why, naturally, that's because I've attained spiritual enlightenment. The path of literature, you see, is a journey to discover one's own death. Or such like. That's the sort of morning conversation I was hoping for. That's why I had my eyes shut. I missed the signs, I'm afraid. Somehow you'll have to forgive me. And you mustn't talk of your path leading you to death, Mr. Natsume. That was just an example! Oh yes, there it is. Inner calm. You barely came to see me at all yesterday. I was sure you'd abandon me and return to our beautiful long-lost homeland. We've not even been in Great Britain a week yet. Yes, well, anyway, I intend to set everything straight in court today. I'm determined to uncover the truth. I've actually reached an important decision myself. Oh, what sort of decision? I shall fill you in after the trial. All right. It would seem Mr. Sholmes isn't coming today after all. It's a very clever message, I think. My dear fellows, you must win this battle of your own merits. It's a very clear message, I think, that he's overslept again. A great detective, my arch nemesis. Long may he stay away, if you ask me. Defendant and your legal representative. The trial is about to begin. Make your way into the courtroom immediately. Today, once again, we face the Reaper. And when the Reaper stands for the prosecution, the defendant's fate is sealed. But I don't believe in that legend any more than I believe in Soseki-san's curse. The truth is hidden here somewhere, and I won't let it escape me. I have to keep believing in my client and keep fighting to the very end, that's all. All right, we're in the courtroom now. Okay, let's see if I can remember all the voices.
In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. I call upon the counsels for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed.
The prosecution is ready. Yes, the defense is ready.
Very good. And now I call upon the 6 ladies and gentlemen of the jury, chosen by lot to represent the will of the people in this trial. Are you ready to proceed?
Absolutely. Justice will be done, you mark my words.
I feel obliged to say I feel especially ruthless on days when my hat is sitting just right.
Oh, well, I wonder if you could adjust my hat for me, and please, be as ruthless as you like.
Thieves deserve to die, if you ask me. Especially gas thieves. I have no sympathy for the man at all.
Oh god, I've already lost the voice again. Oh god, I said it yesterday and I'll say it again now. I don't have time for this. I've got my own problems.
Well, may the Lord show us all the light here and lead his flock to a righteous verdict again today. And now, Lord Van Zeeks, what can you tell us?
He's literally like Dracula up there with his fucking...
The prosecution's report, please, for the court. In relation to the theory expounded by the defense yesterday regarding the defendant's tea.
So he does have the results. Oh, he's got his wine out again. Is he actually gonna drink it or is he gonna throw it back? Is he gonna throw it back? I'm an idiot. Is he going to... I mean, if he really wants to, he can throw it back. Before the prosecution delivers the black news about the black tea belonging to the blackguard in the dark. Pray, allow me a moment to savor a liquid of a mere sanguine hue. Of a more sanguine hue, not mere. In fact, I'll defer to the good detective for the report. Here's to you, Inspector. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. As indicated by the defense, we found a bar of soap just outside the victim's window in the snow. And there was indeed a frozen reddish liquid in a little depression on the top of it. Yes, that's the tea. That's the tea. That is the tea. And we're gonna sip it. No, we're not gonna sip it. That's what Mr. Natsume brought with him that night. Well, the brains at the yacht analyzed it, and yes, you're right. It was tea. It was the tea.
No.
Oh my god! It's 10 months! Thank you for the sub! All the nuts. Nut! Hello, how are you doing? 10 heckin' months. Yes! That's a baby and then some. And there wasn't a trace of strychnine or any other toxic substance in it. How goes the drunk prosecutor? He's, he's doing his thing. He's probably about to make my life really difficult, but we're gonna make it through. I'm also feeling somewhat eepy. I have my blanket here today. I was being very lazy, and so I did not want to put makeup on, which is why my camera is off. And Midna is streaming on Wednesday, so I'm getting it. It is the same case. We are on trial day 2, so they gave us like a basically a recess, but they gave us another day to investigate, and we learned some new clues. And now we're gonna do some more hashing it out in the courtroom to see if we can actually get to the bottom of this crime. Attempted crime? Crime. It's not a murder, but it was attempted, I guess, technically. But anyway, there was not a trace of any poison or any toxic substance in the tea. The tea was clean.
No poison at all.
In other words, the tea that the defendant brought with him to the victim's room is innocent. It's in the clear.
What a revelation!
See? See? He's innocent. As I suspected. This makes it quite clear. The defendant, Mr. Soseki Natsume, is blameless.
Objection.
Oh no. I don't have his objection in my little thing yet, by the way. Just want to reiterate that. Don't have his objection in my little thing. But after I finish this game, I will add Naruhodo and Van Zeek's objections and anybody else that happens to object in this game to my objection audios. There's a lot. There's just a lot of people who say objection in this series. Oh wait, Kimmers! I really hope it works, because if this doesn't work right now, I'm gonna be upset. But I have a new command thing.
Objection!
Yeah, it worked! It pulls a random objection from across all of the games, save for this one. I went back in the files. Yes! We're objecting all over the place. Anyway, my learned friend is jumping to conclusions again. A typical Nipponese reaction. Which is racist, my guy. That's very racist. Stop saying shit like this. Yes, it's true. No poison was found in the few drops of liquid recovered from the soap on the window ledge. But what logic is that? Would you take a drop from the Thames and conclude that the water in the ocean isn't salty? My word, the water in the ocean is extremely salty, Counsel. You're just extremely Damn it, he did throw it back. Exactly. Unfit for drinking, just as the victim's tea was on the night in question, as the court has already heard. Was your wine also unfit for drinking, because you just cast it into the fire there? Bitter was the precise word from the lips of Mr. William Shamspeare, whom the prosecution now calls back to the stand. So dramatic, so extra. He's very tall, too. Very well, I will uphold the prosecution's request. Mr. Shamspeare. Yes, it sounds like we're going to have another confrontation with our theatrical friend. Bailiff, show Mr. Shamspeare to the stand. Is he gonna dance? You gonna dance on the stand? Okay. Hello. Mr. William Shamspeare, the victim of this despicable crime. Oh heaven, oh hell, do you command me to remember? Forsooth, 'twas I, Shamspeare, did have a bellyful of the foul fluid given in mine innocence. Yes, but as was revealed in yesterday's proceedings, the witness is not as innocent as we had perhaps first been led to believe. By using bars of soap such as this, he has been stealing gas from the supply company, yes. One may smile and be a villain. Forsooth, was I, Shamspeare, did have a roomful of the sweet fuel given.
That's right, fellow jurors, don't forget, this man is a rotten thief. I haven't forgotten. Kept all that about the ice coins a tidy secret, didn't you? You should have owned up sooner.
Arrest him, I say, arrest him at once and let him feel the sting in my tail.
Oh, indeed. By dint of vile and cowardly means have I plotted to further mine own needs. It ends. I can read, I swear. I confess! Thou wouldst not pardon my sins, of that I am sure. If you acknowledge your wrongdoing, what exactly are you doing here? Cowards die many times before their deaths. And for a coward such as I, death be well deserved. But would it that a still greater crime passeth unpunished? For lo, the hairy-faced gentleman of farther east than Verona did contrive to poison me.
Objection.
But there was no poison in the tea found in your room. The police have attested to that. What the defense would assert as an— Objection! Oh, that was Athena! She's one of my favorites. What the defense would assert as an inconsistency will quickly be cleared up by the witness's testimony. Is that not so, Mr. Shamspeare? Verily, my liege, I would most gladly speak. Very well, let the witness testify to explain this inconsistency.
Tell the court why it is that poison apparently entered your body though none was found in the tea. Gas poisoning, probably. I think. The tea inconsistency. The volume on this bus is too loud. The Japanese man did come to my chamber with tea brewed in a pot. 'Twas in my cup alone that the wicked miscreant secretly poured his wicked poison. Whilst feigning distraction in our debate, ne'er did a drop of his own drink pass his lips. When he departed by and by, I did use the tea that remained in his cup to make my coins of ice. You are full of shit, my guy. Thus, 'tis no surprise that poison be not found in the tea I did pour into the molds of soap. He definitely drank his tea. The poison was slipped into the cup after the tea had been poured. A normal way for poison to be administered, in my experience. Right, otherwise it would be disastrous if the poisoner were to mix up the cups, for instance. But no poison bottle was found at the scene. Because, quite simply, the Nipponese took the bottle back to his own room. The absence of a vessel containing the poison only becomes problematic when considering suicide. I knew that. By now, it should be perfectly clear. A bar or two of cheap soap is wholly insufficient to wash the deep stains of guilt from the accused's hands. Oh, of course he had to be all poetic about it. Sirs, madams, 'tis true that I, Shamspeare, be a common thief of gas. But, listen here, ladies and gentlemen. Wherefore would I lie? Verily, I have no cause. I have naught to lose. Well, I do declare. Thank you for your testimony, witness. Counsel, proceed with the cross-examination. Yes, my lord. All right. Let's get him.
Hold it!
I understand that you were already acquainted with Mr. Natsume, is that correct? I know thee not, old man. Fall to thy prayers. Do I know thee, or know thee not? Methinks 'tis all I can know that thy destiny mingles with mine. You lost me at the first thee. Zounds, sir! Thou must learn the English tongue afore thou turns thy hand to laudering. Rude. I think he's doing fine. I did, but I must have missed the archaic Elizabethan lecture. Yeah, jerkwad. Verily, and in truth, 'twas a fine-flavored brew. Though a drop of poison did barb its sweetness, as the thorn doth barb the sweet rose. That, dear friends, be the simple truth.
Listen to Mr. Shamspeare. He seems in even better form than he was yesterday.
Either that or I'm in worse form. That fated evening after I did dine at Grubb's Grubbery, a local alehouse of good rapport. Naught did pass my lips but the tainted black tea. But behold, the poison was not in the tea at first. It was only in the cup.
Hold it!
Are you saying that you saw the moment when the poison was added to your tea? To have witnessed the act and then drank the tea? Thou dost describe the actions of a fool. Quite so, quite so. But no one likes going thirsty, do they? Sooner would I die quenched than parched, would I have the choice. Actually, on the night in question, the water main was frozen, I believe, wasn't it? Were it not for the tea, in sooth, I would sooner have died frozen than quenched or parched. Right, no ice coins means no heating. The witness had more than one brush with death on the night in question, it would seem. Remind the court, Mr. Shamspeare, as to whether the accused drank any of the tea which he brought with him. With the greatest of pleasure, my liege. I think this is where the lie is. I think he... But the teacup Mr. Natsume drank from was found completely empty at the scene. And let's not forget the defendant's maxim, drink tea while it's hot. I did gulp from the poisoned cup that night, and in mine agony did I writhe uncontrolled. In fits of pain I did knock the fellow's cup, and its contents spilt as blood from a gaping wound, methinks. Though certainly 'twas after I had made the coins of ice from his... No, hold on, there's a discrepancy of tea here. There's just simply not that much tea. An upset cup was found on the table that the victim was slumped over. There is no contradiction here.
It's true there was no tea left in either cup that we found at the scene. But still, something about this statement is troubling me.
Yes, of course, I know what it is. It's Mr. Natsume's wise drink tea while it's hot maxim, isn't it?
No, I'm not sure that's it.
Oh, maybe that's me.
Thank you, witness.
Now reiterate for the court what it is. Sorry, I keep rolling my R's so dramatically. I need to stop. Now reiterate for the court what it is that occupied you after your guest had left and before you drank your tea.
Am I wrong? Farting butthole.
Yeah, farting butthole. When he departed, he... So wait, he just... He didn't drink it. Hold on.
Hold it!
I feel like... Yes, so that you could cheat the gas company, in fact. Isn't that right? To cheat or to die. Tis life's only choice. Oh, we gonna do a little more crowd control OOT. Oh, it's gonna be a good time. Faith, to cheat be the wise choice, and mine occupation be not an ugly one. Prithee, dost thou not see the beauty in the simplicity of the rules?
No, I don't, and be very sure, sir. Once this trial is over, Altamont Gas will take you to task over this legal task.
I shall not run, I shall not hide. Sooth to say, I have nowhere to run nor to hide. But my lady, what wouldst thou with this pitiful player? Oh, I'll tell you what I'd like to do with you, starting with the shoddy shirt on your back. 'Tis time for a Shamspeare dance.
What a harsh world we live in.
Excuse me.
Midna gonna let crowd control the new I mean, you already, hold on, no. The crowd control goes on Ocarina of Time. But then again, if you guys have suggestions for sub badges that you want, I have some ideas, but if you guys aren't particularly inclined, I could maybe whisper in Midna's ear and see what she could do. The thieving of the gas was addressed in yesterday's proceedings. The prosecution calls on the defense not to muddy the waters with irrelevancy.
Consider that a warning, counsel.
Yes, my lord. Why am I the one in trouble here? Mr. Shamspeare, after the accused returned to his own lodgings, you used the tea to make your coins. Is that correct? To cheat or to die, I did make my choice many moons ago.
Hold it!
If, having first made your special coins, it was after 2 in the morning when you collapsed, that would mean you can't have drunk any tea yourself until around that time. One's ensnared by literary debate, not else be found in the furrows of the mind. The debate about Romeo and Juliet, you mean? And who was the stronger of the two? Rightly did I pay no heed to the tea as I wrestled with the abominable fellow. I don't remember debates like that when I was studying. Are you suggesting that neither of you actually drank the tea whilst it was hot that evening? My lord, wouldst thou be privy to some Shamspearean wisdom? Husband, wife, and tea ought I tepid be.
Oh yes, so very true. Everyone has different preferences when it comes to tea.
I think you might have interpreted that wrongly. So it's been proven that there was no poison in Soseki-san's tea. That should be hugely in our favor. The atmosphere in this courtroom today...
Feels as though everybody is against us, Mr. Naruhodo.
It must be the Reaper's poison.
I'm afraid that if we don't find a significant flaw in his testimony somewhere, the jury will pounce and find Mr. Natsume guilty.
It really feels like we've jumped into the fire here. Okay, so looking at... While feigning distraction in our debate, narrated a drop of his own drink past his lips, so he didn't drink any tea. But there's... I'm just gonna go with this, and I'm gonna see if it's wrong.
Objection!
Music stopped, so it's correct! Haha! You claim that Mr. Natsume didn't drink a drop of tea on the night in question. But that's impossible. How? Chop logic. What is this, you dark-clad friend? The 2 teacups from the scene, one used by the victim and the other by the defendant, have a clear difference between them. One that represents incontrovertible proof. Incontrovertible? What difference? Look at the inside of the cups. Just here, there's a clearly visible ring. Yes, a tea ring. Commonplace enough. Indeed, such stains occur all too readily when one leaves tea in a cup for a while. And yet, Mr. Natsume's cup has no such ring. Good lord, you're right! It's completely clean! And prithee, sir, what makest thou of it? Exactly what Mr. Natsume told the court yesterday. The Japanese saying he quoted. Drink. Tea. While it's hot. That's right, yes. The jittery Mr. Natsume was true to his usual self that night and drank his tea in no time. If, as you claim in your testimony, he didn't touch a drop of his tea, a ring would have developed on the inside of his cup as well after the several hours the tea was left standing. But, in short, Mr. Shamspeare, if that is your real name, I'm just kidding, you clearly lied to the court. Get thee to a nunnery!
Objection!
Oh, he has some more wine. Look at him go. As a rule, I fill my hallowed chalice up to 7 times during any one trial. He's gotta be like, Okay, you know what? I was gonna say he had to be wasted in court, but truth be told, I think he fills his glass so often because he keeps breaking it and spilling it, so he's not even drinking any of the wine that he's pouring. So I guess he's not drinking it. You can't get intoxicated, but... Oh god, it's just so much. He's so extra. You might want to keep that information to yourself. Oh, there he goes. Another one. Yeah, I guess he had to have drunk the last glass that he was just holding. I guess he drank that one, so that's at least one. We know for a fact that he at least consumed 1 full glass of wine. So this is the second one. Let's see if he's gonna drink it or toss it. Yet on occasion, tedium distracts me and I pour more times than I intended until the bottle is dry. Your drinking habits are fascinating, but irrelevant. On the contrary, they illustrate the fickleness of human memory. To William Shamspeare. Yes, my liege.
though you previously stated that you made the coins of ice from the leftover tea in the accused's cup. Could it be that you were perhaps mistaken? Objection leading the witness? Could it be that, yes, perhaps there was some tea remaining in the small teapot left at the scene? Oh, that's a no. He didn't drink that one. A fact that had vanished from your memory until now. Faith, my liege, thou art a magician. For verily, 'tis as though thou hast seen with thine own eyes that night. What? Forsooth, I was mistook. I did plan to use—
Detective! Shut the f*** up!
Yeah, stop leading the witness! I did plan to use— Kimmers is playing YouTube. YouTube, I see. I like seeing all my friends on my Switch, it's fun. I did plan to use tea from the Japanese fellow's cup, but lo, when I looked, 'twas empty. And thus did I use the dregs that festered in the teapot, as my liege did suggest.
Objection!
And you've just suddenly remembered now that you made a mistake before? Are we supposed to believe that?
Objection!
People's memories are imperfect, my learned friend, which is why we rely on evidence instead. But in any case, it makes no difference. The victim's most recent testimony tells us two things of note. Firstly, that the poison was put into the victim's teacup only. And secondly, that this spoiled cup was not the source of the insipid ice coins that have bewitched this court.
The prosecution makes a fine summary of the facts.
Furthermore, that testimony remains valid and in full support of the established facts. In other words, the cape is off! The inconsistency claimed by the defense simply does not exist. No! Murmur, what does this mean? I do declare it means there's no issue with the gas thief's testimony! Apart from the bit about thieving gas, obviously. My lords, ladies, and gentlemen of the jury, I do solemnly swear, after I did dine at Grubb's Grubbery Alehouse that night, naught did pass my lips but the black tea given me by the Japanese, whose back be stooped as low as death.
And on what did you dine, sir?
Why, I did partake of my favorites, a broth as wouldst be called soup, and a leaf as wouldst be called salad. Oh, wait a minute. What was the bar called that we were talking about earlier? The slug and salad or something?
Don't be suspicious.
Don't be suspicious.
Don't be
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. As insalubrious a menu as the establishment when it was served. But you, gods, will give us some faults to us, or to make us men. Willingly would I suffer what punishment is seen fit to serve a wicked thief of gas. But I pray ye wise and noble fellows, ne'er forget the simple truth. That be one thing, and this be another. Jurors, all your humble servant Shamspeare doth entreat you, punish the Japanese fellow for his sins. My lord! Oh, whoop, that's not the— I thought it was Soseki, based on that.
If I may speak, my lord.
Yes, Mr. Foreman?
I believe we may have been duped by that rotten defense lawyer.
By me?
I do declare you may be right.
We all know the Wayfarer was making coins of ice to keep himself warm.
But this lawyer lad says if he's stealing gas, he deserves a dose of poison, eh? He's been leading us up the garden path, that's what he's been doing.
I really never said anything like that.
But what we just heard from the victim, that has opened our eyes again. We've reached a decision this time, and we won't be swayed from it.
The court acknowledges the position of the jury foreman,
and will duly hear the jury's findings. Oh god, what? No! You can't yet! Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will state your decisions now.
Guilty!
Ah, fuck.
Guilty.
Ugh.
Guilty.
Lame.
Guilty.
You all suck.
Guilty.
Guilty.
What sort of kangaroo court is this? I hereby declare the jury to be in one accord. Oh, happy day! He doesn't... How is this happening? My lord, the defense asserts its right to carry out a summation examination. Very well, the court upholds the defense's right. Typical. My learned friend is unable to accept the obvious truth. This trial will therefore enter its second summation examination immediately. Jurors, the court calls upon each of you to state the grounds upon which you find...
Wait, only one?
If that question changes nothing, I demand we go directly to the verdict.
Dude, f*** you.
Yes! Basically. Dude, fuck you.
Midna, what are you doing? You want a shoulder cat, don't you?
Climbed up. Okay, well. No, we're not gonna do that. You can sit in my lap.
You want to snuggle, though. Okay. To state the grounds upon which you found the defendant guilty of the crime of which he is charged. All right. The jurors' contentions. I'm a man of logic, me, and having considered all the evidence, the defendant must logically be guilty.
I do agree that gas is far too expensive. I can quite understand why the man would want to avoid paying.
The stuff explodes, and it can poison you. It's absolutely lethal, gas is.
Gas doesn't come for free. It costs a fortune to deliver it around the city and maintain the pipes.
Truth be told, the team my wife sews up for me is a little sketchy at times. There's nothing else past the victim's lips that night. There's no other explanation, is there? I do feel that perhaps personal opinion about gas and its supply has influenced decisions somewhat. But never mind. No, you really should mind.
The truth is, our counter-argument wasn't as unassailable as we'd hoped. And Mr. Shamspeare was poisoned. There can be no doubt of that.
And how are we supposed to turn this around?
I think we need to establish the method by which Mr. Shamspeare was actually poisoned.
The gas! It's gotta be the gas!
Our only hope is to demonstrate that to the court incontrovertibly.
But that's surely almost impossible at this stage.
If we don't manage it, though...
Whoa, I don't know what voice I did.
If we don't manage it, though, Mr. Natsume
will be found guilty. No delays! Counsel, proceed with the summation examination. Look at that smug asshole in the background. My rebuttal. I don't think that's really relevant. You think gas is... Hold on, I want to talk to homeboy here about the explodes and it can poison you.
Hold it!
Can we please talk about the poison rather than the gas, do you think, sir? No, he's helping you. Well, if you like, I mean, to be honest, I'd take poison over gas every time. You'd take poison? What I mean is, poison can only poison you. It doesn't explode, does it? Goodness me, what are you talking about? Set him straight, please, lawyer man. Well, it's certainly true that poison isn't prone to exploding. But I think you'll find poison also can't light or heat up a room. Ah, you're right. I hadn't considered that at all. A young lawyer man. Yes. You have a good head on your shoulders. We could use someone like you as our company's legal representative. Well, I wasn't expecting to pick up more business in the middle of a trial, that's for sure. Anyway, the point is, I haven't had the best experience with gas companies in the past. I feel like it might be the girlies that have to fight this time, but let me see. Can we please refrain from all this talk of gas?
There's an all-out attack underway here in case you hadn't noticed against my company's gas.
And I'm supposed to sit here and take it, am I? I don't think so.
She's really buzzing now.
All I've heard about are wonderful fuels, explosions, and poisonings. What about electricity? What about getting electrocuted? What about that? A little explosion here and there is nothing in comparison. Any explosion could hardly be described as nothing, madam. Nevertheless, the theft of your gas is deplorable.
My point exactly. The gas thieves aren't even the worst of our enemies. We have far more devious reprobates to contend with on a daily basis, you know.
More devious? Who, madam?
Other gas companies, of course.
Other gas companies? Not quite what I was expecting.
We generate gas and we deliver it to our customers fair and square.
Indeed, nobody is questioning that, madam. Altamont is an exemplary gas company.
But there are other unscrupulous gas companies here in London that don't even have any gas at all.
What? But if they don't have any gas, how do they go about selling it to people?
You wouldn't think it possible, would you? But they steal our gas, you see, and sell that.
They steal your gas? How on earth is such a thing possible?
Gas companies like ours deliver gas to people's homes via a network of pipes. But these devious reprobates secretly disconnect our pipes and divert our gas into their own rotten pipes. Then they make a contract with the households supplied by those pipes, and take money for the precious gas that's rightfully ours without us even knowing.
They're diverting gas into their own pipes illegally. What a brazen form of theft.
When we visit customers' houses to collect the money from their meters, we always have to check whether or not one of these devious companies has been up to its tricks. Oh. You have something to say?
Excuse me.
Do you have something to say about that, juror number 3? Oh, golly, you mean me? I'm terribly sorry. I was just thinking to myself. I really did catch him off guard there. Thinking about what? Thinking about what the lady next to you was saying, correct? Well, yes. I just got a little riled about it recently, you see. Go on. An Altamont gas worker visited my house the other day to investigate the pipe work. We need to ask for your cooperation while we carry out a secret check of your property, sir, the fellow said. So I let him in. And do you know what he did? I'm, afraid I have no idea. Please, tell us. He proceeded to take one of my lights off the wall. Then he grabbed the exposed mouth of the pipe and started blowing into it. What do you think you're doing, young man? You're giving away company secrets there. Oh, please, everybody knows, but it was very nearly the death of me, I can tell you. What do you mean?
I'll explain if you don't mind. As I said before, these unscrupulous other gas companies connect their customers to our pipe network.
Yes, but how does blowing into the pipes come into it?
Obviously, there's gas in the pipes, and it's at a fairly low pressure. By blowing air through the pipe, you can make the pressure drop temporarily. And if you do that, any lights connected to the same pipe will flicker for a moment.
Ah, I see. In other words, if upon blowing into the pipe the lights of an adjacent property that has no contract with your company flicker, you can know that these devious scoundrels have been meddling with the pipes.
Exactly, my lord. That's it in a nutshell.
It's the reason why we have teams of workers going around neighborhoods to investigate which lights flicker. The trouble is, the particular worker who came to my house didn't know the strength of his own breath. He blew down the pipe with all his might, and you can guess what happened, can't you? Well, if he blew hard, then... Oh god, I am 12 years old. If he blew hard, then wait, you mean... That's right, the lights didn't just flicker, they went out, along with the stove. Gas started pouring into the house. What a disaster.
The gas supply must have been interrupted briefly because the man blew too hard, so the flames went out.
I'm afraid I yelled at the fellow. Are you trying to kill us all? I said. So by disconnecting a lamp and blowing into the exposed gas pipe, it's possible to extinguish lamps and stoves connected to the same network of pipes. And then when the gas starts flowing again, it just silently seeps into the room. Mr. Naruhodo, I think perhaps... Yes, this is almost certainly the clue that we've been hoping for. Juror number 3, the defense requests that you amend your statement to include that information. Oh, well, if you like, I don't mind.
Well, I do! That's our company's secret method of identifying the rogues that try to diddle...
Wait, to try to what you? Hold on, wait a minute. What did she just say? That tried to diddle us. Oh my god. I know what she means. I know it's probably like a British expression, but Jesus Christ, that is not the... That's bad word choice. Oh god, I have cat hair in my mouth now from midnight. Diddle, diddle, diddle. Like I said, madam, it's widely known already.
Very well, juror number 3. You will amend your statement accordingly.
Yes, my lord. Although I'm not really sure what the point of all this is. I don't think you're very smart, my guy. Blow too hard.
Listen, bitch, this is my case, my witness. Shut up, old man. Be your stupid farts.
Yeah, I'm gonna handle this how I want to handle this. So... Let's go back to the girly.
Excuse me.
Excuse me.
Hold it!
This isn't the time or the place to be discussing the price of gas, madam.
But really, think of the injustice. Air is a gas and air is free. Why should Altamount gas cost money? It makes my blood boil. I can feel myself becoming more ruthless than ever.
This isn't the time or the place to be ruthless either.
If I might interject here.
Yes, madam?
It seems my fellow juror takes issue with the price of our company charges for gas. But it's precisely because the thieves like this man that the cost goes up. Oh, what a beastly man. That unkempt mustache, those hunched shoulders, poisoning tea and stealing gas, utterly unforgivable.
He didn't steal the gas. No, Mr. Natsume isn't the one who's been stealing gas. I'll thank you not to go adding on more crimes.
Mr. Natsume hasn't been poisoning tea either. Well, anyway, I've quite made up my mind it's as made up as the price of gas.
Okay, well, So I guess I pressed her on that. Truth be told, he's talking about the tea. Okay, maybe if I press him on his new statement?
Hold it!
When you say extinguish everything in the house, do you mean even on the different floors? Oh yes, all floors are connected to the same pipe after all.
That's true of every building, because gas supply contracts are issued for whole properties.
Well, I had no idea that it was possible to extinguish gas appliances simply by blowing down the pipe.
It's not something we like to publicize, to be honest. But we have to carry out these investigations, as I'm sure you can appreciate.
Indeed, it has been mentioned on more than one occasion in the papers even. Is that so? It's been mentioned to me too, very recently. An incident involving the gas stove going out inexplicably, almost leading to someone's death. Tsunoda, I think perhaps. Yes, it's finally starting to fall into place. Secret link that joins all of these strange occurrences. So wait, maybe... If nothing else passed, then there's no... Maybe it's this guy, because he's saying there's no other... Hold on. Does that mean that that if the victim could be shown to have ingested something else, you change your leaning? There we go. Yeah, okay, so it's trying to point me in the...
Sorry, what's that now?
Oh, I was just saying if the victim did actually eat or drink something else on the night. What's the matter with you? Sorry. I said if nothing else passed the victim's lips that night, there's no other explanation, is there? Haven't you been listening to me at all? I feel there's an English expression about a pot and a kettle that's appropriate here.
Compared to the other jurors who don't even appear to have anything to say about the case at all, it would seem that this elderly gentleman has been listening to the proceedings far more intently.
I suppose. The trouble is...
He has selective hearing.
Exactly, but still, this juror may well be the key to the breakthrough that we so desperately need. This is hopeless. There's no way for me to appeal to these people.
I do think that the only way we shall overcome this difficult situation is by exposing the way in which Mr. Shamspeare was really poisoned. We have to prove that it happened some other way and not via Mr. Natsume's tea.
Yes, I know. The trouble is, I have absolutely no idea how it did happen. But we do know. We do know. It's the gas.
Mr. Naruhodo, I wonder if perhaps there's something you might have forgotten.
Oh, like what?
It's important to watch everyone involved and pursue people if they react to something.
Okay, yes, I've done this. If you'd like me to remind you... No, I'm good. I got it. Once again, Soseki-san's fate is entirely in my hands here. I'd probably owe it to my client to hear any advice Nope, I don't need that. So perhaps I ought to let Susato-san remind me it. No need. I've already done that. Actually, I don't think there's any need. It's vital that we start trying to change these jurors' minds as soon as possible.
Of course, I'm sure you're right. But if you decide you would like your memory refreshed, you need only ask Mr. Naruhodo.
Alright, I'm gonna pit this guy against the old man. Yes.
Objection!
Yeah! Those two statements clearly contradict each other.
Good gracious! To whose statements do you refer, counsel?
Juror number 6? Did you hear what juror number 3 just said?
What?
Yes, of course. I heard him mumbling about something or other. There is another explanation here, I believe. Something besides Mr. Natsume's tea did, in a manner of speaking, pass the victim's lips on the night in question.
What? What explanation?
I wonder, did the police check the mouth of the gas pipe feeding the wall light at the scene, to see if there were any traces of poison there? I was curious to see what your floundering would result in this time but the mouth of the gas pipe. Scotland Yard have enough to do without exploring such irrelevance.
What a piece of work is a man!
What are you trying to say, Mr. Shamspeare?
What speakest thou, prithee? Is it not strange and strange? That is what I say to thee, sir.
I thought I'd been quite clear, but let me put it another way. The strychnine could have been on the mouth of the gas pipe that feeds the wall lamp in your room. And that is how the poison came to enter your body. I don't think that's how it is, but go off. Go off, you got it.
Good lord! Are they tasty then, gas pipes? Is that what he's saying? Or is the gentleman suggesting that the poor man was so desperately hungry he tried to fill his belly with gas?
Perhaps no actress would perform a kiss scene with him, Savage. For shame, madam, speaking thy fancy. I assure you I'm not such a buffoon that I have to kiss pipes.
Objection!
Oh, there goes another one. This is no summation examination. This is a farce. The prosecution will not stand for any more of my learned Nipponese friend's conjecture. To begin with, the lamp in the victim's room is high on the wall. In order to have placed his lips on the pipe that feeds it, he would have to be a contortionist. These are empty assertions. Dude, there's so many glasses of wine. There's no possible proof that the man did as you say.
Objection!
It's true, I have no proof that Mr. Shamspeare put his lips to the pipe. However, I can say with some certainty that on multiple occasions, Mr. Shamspeare has been doing something in front of the lamp, in front of that lamp on his wall. And I have evidence to prove it.
All right, you got our attention, lad. I'd like to see how you can be so sure of yourself.
So would I. Let's see this evidence, then. Now that I've got the jury's ear, I need to make this opportunity count. So I'm gonna bang on the desk first, just to add an ounce of drama to the entire proceeding. Okay, the proof is the spray stuff. This one, the handprints on the wall.
Take that!
Take that! What the? These are, wait, what are they called? Yes, skin prints that were found at the scene.
Skin prints, Counsel? I've never heard of such things.
The Justice Ministry is currently assessing whether or not to permit fingerprints as evidence in court, however.
My lord, this is an exciting new forensic technique developed by the great detective Mr. Sherlock Holmes. It reveals all of the places that Mr. Shamspeare touched in his room.
I've never seen anything like it. I mean, that's black magic, ain't it?
Well, if anyone could invent something like this, it's that great Sholmes fellow, that's for sure.
I agree. This month's edition of Engineering Thumbs was quite fascinating.
We found skin prints in many places that you would expect. On the table, on the costumes. However, Mr. Shamspeare also appears to have been touching some very unexpected places in his room. For example, here.
Around the hanging picture there. Indeed, multiple handprints appear to be visible. Well, I wonder, could he have been appreciating the artwork, perhaps?
At first, my colleagues and I thought the same. However, imagine standing with your hands where those prints are, and you would find yourself directly in front of... Ah!
I don't believe it.
The gas lamp! Though the reason why isn't immediately obvious, it's clear that Mr. Shamspeare has regularly been standing with his hands to the wall in front of that lamp.
Right, what have you been up to, you nut?
Looking guilty. I'd ask the court to recall juror number 4's earlier statement.
Me? What did I say?
You said that blowing into a gas pipe would make the lights in the entire building flicker. And now, if you'll recall juror number 3's statement... What? Me now? When the gas worker who visited his home blew with too much force into the pipe, it caused all the lights in the gas stove to go out, and gas to start leaking into the rooms. Obviously, that incident was an accident. However, this simple fact is... if Mr. Shamspeare were to have blown hard into the gas pipe here in his room, he could have extinguished every other light and gas stove in the building at will.
Crikey!
Are you suggesting that the man purposefully caused the gas to...
Objection!
Here he goes. Whilst I acknowledge that the prosecution is required to remain silent during a summation examination, I must toast my learned friend's utter disregard for the letter of the law.
What is the meaning of this, Lord Vineseeks?
This curious photograph, or whatever it is, presented by the defense, the so-called skin prints. Clearly, that cannot be accepted as any form of usable evidence in this case.
But it's an exciting new forensic technique developed by a great detective.
It's nothing. A mere toy developed by an amateur sleuth with too much time on his hands.
Ooh, savage! Certainly, even research of this nature by the esteemed Mr. Sholmes cannot be recognized by the court as formal evidence.
Hold it!
Please, my lord, if I may.
Miss Susido?
It was not the defense's intention to submit the skin prints as formal evidence. We merely wish to present the results of the great detective's investigation of the scene as a tool by which to explain a possibility to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
She's so smart. She's so smart to find the loophole. She's so smart.
And if the trial were to come to an end now, we should never learn the truth behind these mysterious handprints that everyone has now seen. I don't believe we can allow that to happen, and I'm sure the jurors would agree.
You're right. Whether those strange handprints are a significant clue or not, it's down to us to decide. Juror number 3.
Oh yes, I do declare the Great Detective's investigation's results sound absolutely fascinating. And I want to hear what the shady actor fellow has to say about those shady handprints.
Okay, the balance is shifting.
What's the matter with you two? That was foolhardy.
Well, I did say it, didn't I? And I don't like to break a promise.
No, wait! You heard his lordship. It's not fair dinkum ever.
There he goes. He said, fuck you, I do what I want.
Oh, well done, Mr. Naruhodo. If just one more juror changes his or her mind, Mr. Natsume's trial will have to continue.
Thank you, Miss Susato, but I couldn't have done it without you.
Oh no, it was you who identified the clue after all. This is very much your success.
Why, Mr. Shamspeare? You seem to be losing your composure.
It's one more juror, Mr. Naruhodo. You can do it!
Very well. Continue, counsel.
Man of logic. Very interested. She already changed her mind. Okay, I think I want to hear about this man's wife and how she makes tea. You mean it's poisoned?
That's right. It happened a tiny few times now.
This is most troubling indeed.
It's always days like this one when I don't get any wages. I get in at tea time, see? And I see her doing it, my wife. She gets that devilish look on her face and she slips some white powder into my cup.
And you drink it anyway?
I was brought proper, I was. If someone gives you a cuppa, you drink it.
What? Dude, what? No! And what happened to you? What did it taste like?
It was god awful, believe you me. Salty as all hell.
Oh. That sound is exactly what his face was communicating. Like, that was... Salty as... She put salt in the tea.
She poisoned me, she did.
Oh my god. I just imagine them they're just like sitting there and letting all these noises happen in the courtroom.
And I think perhaps what your wife put in your tea was salt.
No! So she doesn't even care enough to poison me properly, eh? Unbelievable.
Let's move on, please.
Gas doesn't come for free. You know what? Only one I haven't pressed is Homeboy. So. All the evidence, you say?
That's right. There's no room for doubt. It's all pointing to at that Japanese man with the big mustache.
It says the Englishman with the bigger mustache. But the defense just demonstrated another possible explanation for the events on the night in question. What do you make of that?
What? Your so-called skin prints?
It's an exciting new forensic investigation technique developed by the great detective himself.
The numerous handprints on the wall are clearly out of the ordinary. And if Mr. Shamspeare had indeed put his mouth to the gas pipe on the night in question, it can't be denied that there's a possibility that's where the poison was.
Well, yes, I won't deny that it's playing on my mind. But as the prosecution rightly says, we should pay no heed to unacceptable forms of evidence. And besides...
Yes?
Even if the fellow has been up to some mischief with the gas pipe dozens of times before, it doesn't mean he got up to the same shenanigans on the night in question, does it?
Oh.
You can't make your case better than that. I'm afraid I can't change my stance.
You do make a very valid point, sir.
No, you've already changed your mind. That's true. Perhaps I was a little hasty. No, wait.
Look, you've got your chance here, haven't you? So it's time to prove your theory.
If you and your Japanese cohorts can, that is.
Damn, just leave our nationality out of this, please. Yeah, rude.
Mr. Naruhodo, if we can't substantiate our position, I'm afraid the jurors that changed their minds before may very well change them back.
What can I do? Is there any more proof I can give here? Can I show that Mr. Shamspeare really did blow down the gas pipe? I have supporting testimony. No, in truth, I don't have evidence to support my theory. However, there is a witness testimony that substantiates it.
What's that? Testimony?
This is incredible. Whose testimony? The landlord's, Mr. Garadub's, because he was talking about how he would always pay attention to how the lights flicker, and so he is hyper aware of how they flicker. He would know if somebody was blowing into the gas pipe. Yes, it's all connected. Everything is linked. A person whose testimony revealed details about the gas in the Garadub residence that night, namely, Mr. Garadub.
Take that!
Well, Mr. Foreman, does that convince— Oh, I was wrong. I had to have been wrong. Fuck! Damn it! Shit! Man, I really thought I had him there. Fuck. Okay, well. Oh, I don't think he was listening. Damn it! That was wrong? Hold on. What was that one blooper where it's like, on the next episode, I will shit the bed again. Because I just shit the bed right there. Oh, fuck. Okay. Testimony about lights flickering.
Find the contradictions, believe in the truth. Next episode, I'll shit the bed again.
Yep, there it is.
Take that!
Take that! Okay. I thought I got away with it.
A witness who spoke about the gas on the night in question. Yes, there was someone.
That's what I thought too, but I obviously chose the wrong person. Okay.
Hold it!
So... I gotta get it back to the point where I can present somebody.
Excuse me.
Okay, a witness. Oh, fuck. But who? If it's not Mr. Garadub, the person whose testimony revealed details about the gas in the Garadub residence that night, namely. It has to be Soseki then, right? No. We haven't heard from Sholmes. I feel like... Damn, he was 21? Jesus. Little babies, little art school babies. Okay, I'm gonna say Soseki.
Take that!
Yes! Okay. Haha! Obviously, I'm talking about the defendant, Mr. Soseki Natsume himself.
The defendant?
At the very beginning of the proceedings here in court yesterday, Mr. Natsume said the following. My lodgings, there's been a whole
Trial
series...
enters its final stages. Then finally, I can have sex with her. For the first time!
What?
Next episode, bridge to my sex in her. I'm gonna stick it in!
Oh my god. I haven't heard that one before. Bridge to my sex in her. They seriously got like the perfect person to play Phoenix in that fucking anime. Bridge to Oh my god. Huh, my lodgings! There's been a whole series of strange happenings in my lodgings! Even on that fateful night it happened when I returned from Mr. Shamspeare's room, I lit my gas stove and climbed into bed, but before long, the stove went out, and somebody tried to kill me! On the night in question, the gas in the defendant's room went out. So I asked the court, was that a mere coincidence or not? Good golly! That was really bad voice. I don't know what to give that. I don't know what accent to give the man on the end. So that SHAMSPEARE fellow blew air into the gas pipe to make the man's stove go out on purpose? Now old Joe says there, what would he do that for? Because he was trying to get to the room. Because he has something in the room. Mr. Foreman. What is it, man? We cannot allow judgment to be passed whilst this doubt remains. It's true that I don't have conclusive evidence yet, however, you must surely agree there is more to this case than meets the eye.
Fair enough. Like I said at the outset, I'm a man of logic, first and foremost.
Because I was so clumsy, I let Mystic Ami's spirit fly away.
Did you go cry to your mommy like a little bitch?
Oh my god, yes! That was another one that's one of my favorites. Did you go cry to your mommy like a little bitch? No, because poor Pearlie's mom is, her mom is awful, but you go cry to your mommy like a little bitch? That's 4 jurors leaning towards not guilty, my lord. We've overturned the decision. Therefore, the defense calls for the trial to continue. As the defense has rightfully indicated, summation examination has concluded with the majority of jurors altering their decisions. 2 jury members now call guilty, 4 now call not guilty. Therefore, the jury's opinion is conflicted, and in accordance with the law of this land, I hereby order the continuation of this trial. Mr. William SHAMSPEARE.
She seriously danced so fucking hard, it was amazing. Disco. There's just no reason to disco!
There's no reason to disco! Why did he say that she danced so hard, so intensely? My lord, how can thy humble SHAMSPEARE serve thee? What say you in response to the various revelations made during the summonation? Let's try that again.
This music turns me on!
This music turns me on! Fucking amazing. Man, somebody really went through and they set up the blurps. They set them up really nice. They put a lot of those on there. What say you would, that's not the right voice at all. What say you in response to the various revelations made during the summation examination? So God bend me, I do solemnly swear, I recall aught of either the lamp or the pipe. But your handprints have made a tiny mess all over the wall there. How do you explain that, eh?
A little while later, the boat came back to shore. Then a man walked by my window. He looked like that punk-ass bitch, Eric Vale.
Just like what we heard from Lotta.
Oh my god! Just like we heard from It's so funny too when they get the ones where it's like there's one person that fucked up their line, so they, improv something, and then the next person follows up with the line that's supposed to be said. Oh man. I bet they had to have had such a great time in the studio. I am done with this. The dignity of this great courtroom has been sullied enough already. Juror number 5. Oh, me? As I went to some pains to point out already, a print from the self-professed detective's toy has no place in a British court of law. As such, whether or not this man did indeed stand before the gas lamp with his hands against the wall remains at this time unestablished conjecture. You would all do well to remember that.
Objection!
But the prosecution must concede that it would be extremely simple to verify. Just order the mouth of the gas pipe feeding that lamp in Mr. SHAMSPEARE's room to be examined. If there are traces of poison there...
Objection!
What appears to be extremely simple is my Nipponese friend's mind.
You will recall that in order to check for the presence of poison in the tea, some remnants of tea were required. Yes. Therefore, it shouldn't be beyond your wit to imagine that even if poison were to have been spread on the pipe, it would have completely evaporated by now, making any analysis impossible. I didn't think of that. In any case, Counsel, I fail to see what could possibly have motivated the man to do as you describe. What on earth would this fellow have wanted to blow air into the gas pipework where he lived? There's only one possibility that I can think of. And that is to use the leaking gas to commit murder.
What were you doing at that time? And most importantly, what are you doing after this? Maybe some dinner? Perhaps some cocktails? I gotta go pee.
Wow, that's one hell of a way to ask somebody out. Order, Counsel! Precisely whose life do you propose this man was plotting to end? The answer couldn't be simpler. Now we've unraveled the mystery this far. Mr. Shamspeare wanted to end the life of Mr. Soseki. If a gas lamp were to go out, it would be noticed immediately, of course. But a gas stove, on the other hand, could be silently extinguished by the killer without anyone noticing. I live round those parts myself, so I know what it's like. I can tell you, trying to sleep without the stove lit is pretty much suicide. You'd freeze to death in no time. Mr. Garadab, the landlord, has a large fireplace in his part of the residence on the top floor. In other words, it wasn't the landlord, but a fellow lodger whose life Mr. Shamspeare was trying to end. Outrageous! I'm talking, of course, about the defendant. Mr. Natsume isn't the villain in this case. He's the victim this man was trying to murder. Good gracious!
Objection!
The accused is actually the aggrieved. Interesting. However, the fundamental facts of the case remain unchanged. Namely, that the accused is the aggressor here. What? How can you still claim that? Let us indulge your fancies for a moment and assume that there was indeed poison on the mouth of the gas pipe. The question that then arises is who put it there? Who did put it there? The only logical conclusion is that the person responsible was aware of this man's trickery with the gas supply and his intent to kill. Yes, that would indeed seem logical. If the assailant were unaware, how would he or she have known to lace the end of the gas pipe with poison? So now we must ask, how could anyone have known Mr. Shamspeare's murderous designs? You mean to suggest? Naturally, the sole possible answer to that question couldn't be more obvious. Only the man whose life was being threatened could possibly
The killer
have
then
known.
delivered the bear to his client. I didn't read it till I got there.
You know what's really funny about that? Like, that's not even wrong. Like, that's just him, like, that's exactly what happened in the case. The killer was the assassin, and there was a bear with like a camera in it, and it was supposed to be like a gift for this celebrity he was actually, you know, contracted to kill as a hitman, and so he had disguised himself as like a hotel employee, and he was like bringing this gift, like, oh, a guest brought this gift for you. So yeah, so the killer actually did deliver the bear. In other words, the person who put the poison on the gas pipe in what was a clear retaliatory attack can only have been the accused, Mr. Soseki Natsume. Whatever Mr. William Shamspeare may or may not have contrived to do, he was nevertheless the victim of a potentially lethal poison attack. No, you're good. You're totally good. And the only person who could possibly have perpetrated that attack is the accused, Mr. Natsume. Oh, I don't like all the dings. They're gonna change their minds, are they? The defense counsel's theorizing has failed to avert suspicion from the accused. Far from it. In fact, now that a clear motive for the poisoning has been
I
successfully...
lost consciousness and woke up later in a hospital bed with a giant erection.
He learned something about himself that day. About his, proclivities. That's why he had to ask Edgeworth to do him. Because he woke up in the hospital and he had something to take care of. Oh, man. That suspicion is greater than ever. Would you not agree, my Nipponese friend? Uh-oh. Ah! Look at that fucking stance that Von Zeeks has.
To the contrary, we're prepared to hear their statement at any time. Oh, your suit is loud.
How did he manage to turn that around on me so rapidly?
Mr. Norohodo, you must respond. Otherwise, the members of the jury may very well change their leanings against us again. And this may be our last chance to gain the advantage.
What advantage?
Well, it would seem that somebody put poison on the gas pipe in Mr. Shamspeare's room. And we must name that...
Sorry for what?
For pooping my pants.
Oh God! You could hear in the voice actors, like you could hear he was trying so hard to hold in the laugh that he was trying so hard to just like act it out and not laugh, but you could hear him breaking just a little bit. You mean name the true culprit?
I know it might sound impossible, but if we fail to do that, I have no doubt that Mr. Natsume's fate will be sealed once and for all.
As it happens, one possible culprit does come to mind. The evidence, the poison, it's all pointing to a particular person now. Prosecution calls for the jury to consider their leanings again. I trust you'll make the correct choice this time, Mr. Foreman.
What? Oh, don't you worry. We know exactly...
Ooh. There's one other person who I believe could have been involved in all of this. The true culprit of this crime. Oh God, is he gonna make me fucking... He's gonna say the... Wait a minute. Hold on. I want to look at the faces real quick. Obviously, not her, not him.
And at that exact moment that Dougie collapsed, I heard an extremely loud cracking noise. I thought my little heart was going to pitter-patter right out of my chest.
I want to pitter-patter all over your tits.
What the fuck? What bit? Oh God. I can't remember who was speaking in that moment. Okay, wait a minute. Surely it's not... No, it can't be him. I could see how she would be upset, but I don't think she did it. I don't... Oh, fuck. Okay, I'm trying to think. I'm probably gonna get this wrong the first try, but I'm gonna... Okay. The true culprit? A term found only in second-rate novels featuring third-rate great detectives, my Nipponese friend. But why not? This farce has gone on for so long already, I see no reason to cut it short before its disappointing climax. Thank you. Don't thank him! Tell us, my learned Nipponese friend, what is your latest theory? Who is the so-called true culprit of this crime? I mean...
It has to be him, right? Like, he has to be the one that...
Take that!
You claim this person is the... Oh, that's wrong. Highly suspicious, I would say, yes. Perhaps, my learned Nipponese friend, you should turn those wide eyes of suspicion on yourself. What? Well, it seems to me that your reckless reasoning makes you far more than anyone else you could be. Oh, god damn it! A very dangerous man indeed. Oh, damn, that penalty hurt.
Mr. Naruhodo, please, you must concentrate.
I was trying to!
And you must concentrate harder.
Detective! Shut the f*** up!
Who is the so-called true culprit of the crime? Oh god, The evidence, the poison, it's all pointing to a particular person now. Oh my god, I'm gonna say Mr. Garadeb. I'm a little scared that's...
Take that!
Okay.
Take that!
God damn it! I'm trying to like logic it out in my brain, but like... It was you! No, Oh, wait a minute. I'm gonna save. I forgot that Mr. Droneby had a vendetta against Shamspeare. So...
Take that!
God damn it. Okay, well, that was wrong. Oh my god.
Take that!
Oh my god, holy shit. Okay. I guess that was me because I didn't want to believe that it could be her. But she's got motive. She's definitely got motive. And she was supposed to meet somebody and... Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, anyway. The name of the person responsible for the poison that afflicted Mr. Shamspeare is, I believe, Miss Olive Green.
Miss Olive Green? Miss Olive Green? I do feel as though I've heard that name in the recent past, Council, but I don't recall where.
Miss Olive Green, the woman from 6 days ago. The victim in the recent case of stabbing on Briar Road. An incident for which Mr. Natsume was arrested, I hasten to add.
Oh, of course, yes, Miss Green. She was left comatose for some 3 days, I believe, but I hear she regained consciousness 2 days ago.
And I hardly need remind the court that Mr. Shamspeare's poisoning took place 3 days ago. Given that the woman was lying comatose in a hospital bed at the time, she appears to have a rather fine alibi. True, on the night that the incident occurred, Miss Green was in hospital, unconscious. So on the face of it would seem that she couldn't possibly be responsible, but still. My colleagues and I visited Miss Green in the hospital yesterday, and we found her to be in possession of a bottle of poison. Good gracious, she had poison! And there's another fact that links Miss Green to this case as well. The defense requests that she be brought to the witness stand in order to explain the details to the court. Tell me, Mr. Shamspeare. My lord, pray, what be thy bidding? Are you acquainted with Miss Green? No, never heard of her. Judging by the look on Mr. Shamspeare's face, I think perhaps he genuinely doesn't know her, at least not by name. As the voice of Her Majesty's prosecution here, I adhere to my word. We will see my learned Nipponese friends fast through to its conclusion. I appreciate that. Prosecution requests a short recess, my lord, in order to subpoena the witness and bring her here. Yes, Miss Olive Green. Indeed, my lord. 1 hour should be sufficient. Oh, damn. Oh, damn. Very well, I grant the request. Excellent, I hope. The defense has made a most extraordinary accusation, I must say. But at the present time, I feel the prosecution's argument remains largely uncontested. Accordingly, I'm afraid the defendant and his culpability remain the sole subject of this court's attention. Thank you, counsels. We reconvene in 1 hour. Court is adjourned. Oh god, okay, so we made it through, sort of. We got another recess. Maybe we can be enlightened. To be continued, and this would probably be a good stopping point for the night. A nice button. A nice cliffhanger for us, actually. So I'm gonna save right over my sad attempt at save scumming. And that will be where we jump back in next time. Well, thank you guys for joining me on another fun Ace Attorney extravaganza of us absolutely...
Ooh-wee, what a cliffhanger. Oh boy, oh my. That's a real crazy ending, huh?
Yeah! I'm going to be streaming... Well, actually, Midna is going to be streaming on Wednesday. I'm going to be working with her on some sub badges. I want to update my sub badges. I made like little batteries back in the day, but I think they just need to be updated. And I have some ideas, but feel free to share your ideas if you have fun creative things. I'm a little sleepy, so I'm very tired. Let's raid somebody, shall we? Who else is live right now? Pass on the fun. Oh, Jesus. Whew. Thank you. I'm awake. I'm here. Let's see. One of my teammates is streaming. Gonna work? What? My bot never wants to actually work when it comes to stuff like this. I'm gonna see who's live right now. Bear with me for just a moment and I'll find somebody that I trust. Or I could find somebody new. That's also a possibility. Let's see. Oh, Foe's playing... Maybe playing AI Somnium Files, but actually talk about Reconnect right now. That sounds fun. Let's raid... We'll raid Foe.
Ooh, raid me, Daddy.
Oh my goodness. Well, I mean, if you insist.
That's a meaty raid.
A meaty raid. There we go. We got it working eventually. All right, I'll catch you guys on the... Oh, look! That's one of my new things! Yay! I actually got to see if it worked. Okay, I added some fun stuff, and I want to keep working on fun stuff and add more, because I want my sound things to be... I'm just going to keep adding stuff. I'm just not even going to tell anybody. It's going to be a surprise. But I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Have fun. Yeah.
Just do it!
I need one for that one. I got ideas, but it's going to take some time. All right, night, y'all.